This edition of Unsportsmanlike Conduct on 1620 The Zone is proudly presented by Union Bank and Trust. The program starts now.
KOZN. Unsportsmanlike Conduct on 1620 The Zone. Husker Athletics, Creighton, and yes, UNO. Don't miss a moment, they'll give you your fix. They're on every day from 2 until 6. Spend your afternoons with John, Josh, and Nick. John, Josh, and Nick. They'll show you what sports talk really is.
Plenty of reaction to the weekend and a special in-studio guest.
In studio? It's like the old days.
It is.
Pre-COVID times, we coughed all over each other. Remember those days, John?
Unsportsmanlike Conduct on 1620 The Zone. Husker Athletics, Creighton, and yes, UNO.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you had a fine weekend. Hope you stayed safe through all the ice and snow. You didn't get as much as we did up north, up in Sioux Falls.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was a lot of snow.
Yeah.
A lot of snow, but everything's cool. It was a fairly good weekend, I would say, right?
My team won. I'm back into reading again. Having a glorious time. Saw Friends.
You saw Friends.
I saw Friends.
Jennifer Aniston.
No, not that Friends. I'm not watching that show. That show
that's
is garbage.
too bad. Jennifer
I saw
Aniston's-
some of my best friends. Had a lovely time.
Did you eat
Wait
some
a minute.
salmon?
Wait,
I
I
did
was going to
not
say,
eat
you saw
any
your friends
salmon.
last week, and you got sick.
Well, one of my friends was like, hey, I'm in town on Saturday night. Do you want to come hang out? I was like, absolutely, of course. I would love to see you. So I went and had a couple beers. It was nice to see him.
Some
Did not eat any salmon. So that made the weekend just lovely.
That's probably a good thing.
Dallas won again, so that's nice. 9-4.
Well, I guess the weekend was good until then.
So your weekend was good until Sunday at about 12:10
No, I was
when
fine.
Dallas took the lead.
I mean, I was just like,
The game sucked for the most part yesterday until they didn't. Oh, Succession, tremendous season finale, so that was nice. Yeah, it was a good weekend.
The Formula One race was great.
I didn't have to watch the Nebraska game because we were doing Stuff the Truck. So, positives all around.
positives all the way around.
The positive boys. I don't know. Look, I know that our job kind of requires us to, watch sports occasionally here and there.
Yeah.
I really do not want to watch that team anymore. I do not want to watch that team anymore.
I don't know why anyone would want to watch
I
that team.
don't either. And I'm worried, I'm wondering, is Jack going to give up on watching them? You think? He joins us in a half hour. I wonder if Jack's done.
If you want to keep your own mental sanity,
right,
and put down the facade of, well, I got to be a loyal fan. No, sometimes a loyal fan needs to walk away. When the product is so bad, and when the product is so awful and so unenjoyable, be like, well, I've been a McDonald's guy all my life, and I don't care if they're feeding me raw sewage and poop on a burger. I've got to
Tuesday though.
I got to keep eating it.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I ain't eating that garbage anymore.
Yeah, I was happy not to see that as well.
Good. Look at that.
Of course,
You were working.
Creighton was working at the exact same time.
That's true. Yeah. So I was
and there were quite a few people that enjoyed the irony of when Ryan Hawkins had his amazing dunk. When he went Yunka Dunka.
Yunka Dunka
Was the exact same moment on the bottom line on Fox. I don't think they call theirs the bottom line, but it's
score bug.
It was showing the final of the
Oh, no,
Auburn.
was it? I missed that part in the highlight.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was literally as it was happening, that score popped up.
Greg and Lincoln says, Josh saw Friends. Here, Josh, try some mahi-mahi. No. No. So far out on that now, man. Just thinking about last Sunday night. My tum-tum starts hurting a little bit again. No, thank you.
Well, as we mentioned, in addition to Jack Mitchell and Steve Sipple, we have a special in-studio guest today.
Wow.
Yeah. Joining us today will be Damion Daniels, former Husker defensive tackle, now getting ready for the National Football League. And he said he's going to be in Omaha.
He's coming. He's coming here.
I hope he's not just coming for us. I hope he's got other things.
That might be the most important question that we ask him. Are you doing other things in Omaha today, or are you just here to see us?
I mean, if that were the case, I would have driven him up myself.
Yeah. Save him a little gas money.
Save him the time and the trouble.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, Damion says wants to be here. So
awesome. I'm looking forward to talking to him.
I am too.
Like, hey, remember when the media kept running your nickname into the ground and you were like, stop calling me Snacks? That's going to be one of the first questions.
But remember, he changed his nickname.
Probably because of all of I blame us. I'm going to ask him that.
He threw the Snacks out. He went to D Boogie.
Is it our fault? Is it our fault that you went away from Snacks? I think it is.
I mean, and the coaches made it out to be the big, they're the ones that first revealed it to us that his nickname was Snack.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and then no one would shut up about it.
Yeah, but he's not Snacks anymore. Mm-hmm. He's now getting ready for the National Football League.
Nice.
The NFL.
Nice.
Congratulations to the women's volleyball team.
Heck yes.
They won. I fell asleep before it ended.
Wow, you jerk.
I was tired, man.
Another reminder that John was wrong about his volleyball predictions. It was Bill, right? Is this the same Bill?
Here's Bill. Bill, you ever wonder why Husker fans get ragged on for being jerks? Well, Bill, you are Exhibit A.
Bill, I think you are a kind soul. Bill emailed us.
I don't think so, because Bill is reminded. First of all, it's a random thing anyway, so I missed the predictions. So what?
Well,
by the way, I won predictions last time, so suck on that.
Bill emailed into the Equitable Bank inbox this morning at 10:04 a.m. Bill, I appreciated you attaching me to this email too. Last time it was just John. He says, John, volleyball Final Four, Louisville, Pittsburgh, Wisconsin, and Nebraska. Still don't see Creighton. Go Big Red.
Cool.
Go Big Red.
Very cool. Congrats to Bill. Cool. And to the thousands of other Nebraska volleyball fans. I'm happy.
I'll congratulate all of the volleyball fans except Bill.
For
Bill, I'll say go Pitt.
Damn. Congrats to Jack Mitchell. Congrats to Jack Mitchell's children, but not to Bill.
But not to Bill.
But not to you, Bill.
Because Bill's being a jerk about it.
All right. Well,
I just made a prediction. I wasn't saying I was going to.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell do I know about volleyball?
Friend of John Bishop on the YouTube page. Responding to, what time do the girls play? Thursday at 8:30 p.m.
Oh, is it Thursday? Is it Thursday?
Yeah, and then the championship's on Saturday.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday.
It's the Final Four,
Saturday.
John. These are the Final Four teams.
These are the Final Four teams.
Mm-hmm.
The Final Four teams.
Yep.
So there you go. You get your long-awaited revenge about the whole tweeting thing and the sniping back and forth, and now you can.
Oh, yeah.
And now you can rag on Pitt and you can make fun of Pitt. Ha, we stole your offensive coordinator.
There you go. We got Whipple now. And then a reference to a commercial.
And then the Pitt fans can fire back. Yeah, but you actually hired Steve Peterson. And then we can fire back. But you hired him twice. Yeah, the Nebraska-Pitt rivalry.
Oh, dude, it's an intense one.
I hope during the match they bother to show us the highlights of the 2-year series between Nebraska and Pitt.
Oh, I hope
back in 04 and 05.
That's a punishment, man. That's a punishment. Those games
by the way, quality. They were great.
Nebraska
great games.
Won both games. They were two of the worst football games that I have ever watched in my entire life. Both of them. The first time, Nebraska got off to a huge lead and then had to fight at the very end.
Yeah, they did.
Very on brand for Nebraska in those days, back when they would win. And then
they actually won 1-score games back in the day.
And then the next year, what was the final? 7-6, and there were 2 blocked kicks
at the end
field
of the goals game. At the end of the
but
game.
Nebraska was offsides on the first one, so they had to do it all over again. Man, horrible. Something happened, or maybe a timeout was called. I don't remember what it was. But Pitt had 2 kicks blocked at the very end of that game.
Wasn't the first one blocked? But because...
Oh, maybe because of how it was picked up. Was that what it was? Yeah.
That they got a second try at it?
Just a horrible, horrible, horrible football game. Horrible. Wow. Here, the whole thing is available on YouTube.
We need to watch that again, because for some reason I thought the first one was blocked. But maybe it was on third down.
Billy C.
Or I can't remember. But
yeah.
But I do recall that was the game where Steve Peterson, I ran into Steve Peterson in the hallway.
Oh, yeah.
As I was going back up to do all the post-game stuff. And he basically said, yeah, we need to fire whoever's operating the clock.
That's
because
right.
apparently he thought there shouldn't have been a second left for them to kick the
That's right. Because I have it open right now. And since it's such a long video, it's kind of hard to fast forward and not really like completely lose my spot. Okay, the first attempt is going to happen. It is almost a 50. Oh, Nebraska just called another timeout. It's almost a 50-yard field goal, and there are 7 seconds left when the first attempt is going to take place.
For some reason, I seem to recall the first one was blocked, but they got another try.
All right, so here we go. So it is a 48-yard field goal. Number 12 for Pitt is about to kick it. Man, look at all that red. And the alternating color of the turf. Okay, so it looks like it was a bad snap. Oh, and they threw it, and it landed with a second left.
Okay.
That's what happened.
All right.
That's what happened.
Thank you.
And Wannstedt's pumping his fist. Woo, we get one more second. Woo. So they did not block it twice. It was just that there was almost 2 attempts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. I just remember it being very goofy. Very, very goofy. And then I think it was
it was Carricker, right?
Was it Carricker? I think it was Carricker that got his hand on the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a game that was.
Dude, seriously.
They need to seriously. If there's like a rain delay at the volleyball match, they need to show that game in its place.
Oh, that would be just lovely. And they're by the way, they're building North Stadium at the time. Man, what a block. So you can see North Stadium. Gross. Absolutely disgusting. Ian, he was at the 04 game. He says, don't forget the Pitt quarterback Pooch kicked it twice. Also, I was there in Pittsburgh, and the entire city flooded that night. I remember that because they talked about it during the game, how nasty the grass was because it had rained a lot the night before.
Oh, yeah.
On that Friday.
Yeah, that's right.
Horrible.
So there you go. Nebraska Pitt memories for the week.
Good times, man.
Yeah.
Good times.
Ways to get in touch with us today, 402-951-1620. That's the Lanahaw Nurseries hotline.
Ring, ring.
We also have the J-Tech Construction Zone Twitter feed at USC1620 or the Equitable Bank inbox, John at 1620thezone.com or Josh at 1620thezone.com. Unless you're Bill, unless you're volleyball
Let's
Bill.
Go, Bill.
Volleyball Bill, you can
put it on the board. Yes.
Go to hell.
Wow. Wow. Telling our listeners, one listener in particular.
Listen, okay, one taunting email because I missed a pick is bad. All right? I'll let you slide. 2, not anymore.
Yeah, the first one was.
You're on the
funny.
banned list.
It just kind of came out of nowhere. Like, hey, remember that one time you said crazy? Go further.
One time you offended me.
He's not making fun. He's not offended, John. I think.
I think he was offended.
He's saying you're wrong. You know, we like telling people when they're wrong about.
Oh,
things.
sure.
Yeah. I like telling people when I'm right about that.
How's your basketball team doing, Bill?
Wow. I wouldn't know.
Well, the girls are playing well. Yes, they are.
Women are playing well.
They are playing very well.
They're awesome. Yeah, I see that people are upset that they're not ranked today. I see that's the latest.
They're still not ranked.
Still not ranked.
They're undefeated and they're not ranked.
Their nets, I think, top 10 is what I.
Fourth.
Yeah. So they're
fourth.
I don't. Yeah, I can't explain it. I'm not a voter.
Now I know early in the season the net rankings are a little wonky because you'll get some mid-major team that's played nobody, but they're undefeated and they've won every game by 50, and they'll get a big ranking. But it's not like Nebraska's been playing a bunch of losers. They've just been winning and winning very impressively.
And
they're a Power 5 team or a power basketball.
They're power. Yeah.
They're a power conference team
Yep.
in basketball, and they can't get any love and respect. We are broadcasting from the Host Coffee Studios today. Nick is he's still coming down off the buzz of the whole Formula One thing.
My goodness.
I was wound so tight. It was so good.
Yeah, and he's like, so what do I do now? It's the off season.
There's 95 days until the next practice.
Poor Nick.
Wow, 95
Nick, we have 9
days.
months until
get a better
back.
sport that you can watch more.
Get a better sport. Good Lord.
We do have a better sport because for now, they don't stage the finish.
They didn't stage it, John. It wasn't
No,
staged.
Save this for what you say. Save this for what you say.
Based on the way Nebraska played this year, I'm starting to wonder if some of those games might have been staged for dramatic effect.
I'm not going to let you
how
tell
weird
me
was
about
it?
It was very weird. Yes.
NASCAR guy won't let you tell me about Formula One.
Oh, yeah, I admit it. NASCAR's half stage too.
Wow, I can't believe you guys watch.
Well, there's 3 stages in NASCAR.
Sports.
Yeah, I know. Probably should give up on that. Anyway, we will continue because Jack Mitchell will be joining us shortly. I'm sure we're going to try a new segment today with Jack. He finally got a chance to, most of the time it's morning tweets, morning MOURING.
There's a U in there. Yeah.
But today we're going to have a screenshots of celebratory Jack tweets.
Happy Jack Mitchell.
Yeah. Now that we have the ability to do this on the video stream,
I will make.
we're going to enjoy You're going to rewind and enjoy some of Jack's best tweets.
Awesome.
From the match.
The Positive Boys.
He's very excited.
The Positive Boys. Hell yes.
Won't even acknowledge the basketball game.
Probably a good idea. Dang it, I did have a lot of basketball questions for him, though.
Oh, but you can go ahead now.
All right, perfect.
We don't want him.
Are you done watching this team
too
like
happy.
me?
He's too happy right now. We got to bring him down.
That's true. I gotta do what I can.
We will be back in a minute. It's Unsportsmanlike Conduct live today on the video stream, so watch us on the Twitch, on the YouTube, on the Twitter, or just keep listening to us right here on 1620 The Zone.
College football plays here every Saturday on 1620 The Zone.
Hello, this is Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. We are now open and ready to serve you at our second location at 202nd and Pacific. You may ask, why are we growing so fast? It's simple. With Equitable Bank, you get the best of both worlds. A great digital banking platform backed by our customer service. Once you bank with us, you'll never want to leave. When you're ready for a superior banking experience, give us a call at 402-827-8100. We'll answer on the first ring. Equitable Bank, we take banking personally. Member FDIC.
Someone once said that the best part about memories is making them. So let's go and make some amazing holiday memories in Sarpy County, Nebraska. What kid, or even kid at heart, doesn't love driving around to look at Christmas lights? So be sure to hit Light Up Bellevue, Downtown Papillion, and the many displays throughout the county. Sarpy County is also a fantastic place for holiday shopping, holiday eating, and spending precious time with the ones you love. Click GoSarpy.com to plan your holiday adventure. So much, so near, so fun!
Rev up your weekends during Ameristar Casino's $110,000 Dream Car Giveaway. On Saturdays, December 4th, 11th, and 18th, 5 winners each hour from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. will win their choice of $500 cash or $750 in free slot play. Claim your free daily entries and earn additional entries with your My Choice card. On Saturday, December 18th, 11 grand finale winners will take home a share of $20,000 in prizes, and one lucky winner will score a $40,000 credit to pick out their dream car. Must be 21 winner casino. Terms subject to change. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Guys, 2021's been a roller coaster year, so spoil her this Christmas by giving her the next best thing to wearing nothing at all. With soft, silky, naturally nude pajamas, exclusively from Pajamagram, America's PJ experts for nearly 20 years. Sensuous and smooth, naturally nude pajamas feel just like her own bare skin. She'll love slipping these on every night because the texture and touch of naturally nude pajamas is so soft and luxurious, they'll melt away her stress. She'll love the feeling of wearing next to nothing at all, and you'll love the way they look. Check them out at Pajamagram.com. And right now, when you order today, you'll get a great deal. Free gift packaging. That means you don't have to wrap a thing. Get her naturally nude pajamas and get your free gift packaging today before this deal disappears. Just go to Pajamagram.com. It's fast, easy, and delivery by Christmas is guaranteed. That's Pajamagram.com.
Become loyalty with 2 Point Tuesday at 42 Degrees. What does this mean for you? Every Tuesday, our loyalty members receive 2 points on every dollar spent. That's correct. Every Tuesday, earn double your reward points just for being a loyalty customer at 42 Degrees. Not a loyalty customer yet? Visit any store location or go online at 42degrees.com and click on Loyalty at 42 and start earning instantly. 42 Degrees, the source for all your Kratom CBD and more. By your mom's house.
You can't have a hot dog, a brat, or a hamburger, even a cheeseburger without the bun right. That's why the key to the game always, whether it's tailgating or just getting together with your friends for some football, is Rotella's Italian Bakery. It makes your brat, your hot dog, your hamburger, your cheeseburger great. They even have gluten-free buns as well. So no matter what you're eating for your tailgate or you just should get together for football, have the key to the game. Always quality ingredients from Rotella's Italian Bakery, celebrating 100 years, a true family tradition.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Brookside Medical Clinic. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? Well, we have a major medical advancement that has helped thousands of men. The WAVE technology at Brookside Medical was tested by Cambridge University and the Cleveland Clinic, and the results are in. It's proven to increase blood flow by repairing blood vessels. No pills and no side effects. If you're ready to put a stop to your ED by treating the root cause, call us now, and not only will the assessment and blood flow ultrasound be free, we'll also include something unique that produces immediate results in the bedroom. I don't think I've ever seen it fail. This is a $600 value, free to those that call in the next 2 minutes. 402-671-7777. That's 402-671-7777. Guys, put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and get your love life back. Call Brookside Medical Clinic now to qualify. 402-671-7777.
Atlanta Haw Nurseries, we want to wish you and your family the happiest of holidays. Stop in and see everything this winter wonderland has to offer. Rooted in quality, unmatched value. Atlanta Haw Nurseries, 192nd and Center, and AtlantaHawNurseries.com.
This is Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
The 1620, The Zone.
Couple tweets real fast. Speedy Cat says, people forget that after the Pitt game was when our Lord and Savior Brent Musburger got a public consumption ticket. He did indeed. He did indeed. That game was rough. And Aaron says that Pitt game had that gruesome broken leg, and it was also the Tommy Lee in the band halftime. Did you know about this, Nick?
Tommy Lee was in a college band?
He attended Nebraska for a reality TV show that aired on like NBC or something.
Okay.
And so he was in the band. It was a weird time at Nebraska. They had the West Coast offense. Tommy Lee was in the marching band. And also they did this, they shot a movie, not in Lincoln, but about Nebraska. There was a Jim Carrey movie. You remember that?
Yes.
Where they shot some exterior type footage, but then they actually shot it with fake Nebraska fans at the Coliseum, if I remember right. I don't remember what that movie was.
Everything you're saying sounds normal because you experienced it, but it sounds like a fever dream.
It was very strange.
You sound
time.
crazy.
And I know the weirdest thing was Nebraska ran the West Coast offense. It was nuts. It was a very strange time in Nebraska football history.
I want to congratulate the Arizona Cardinals on their NFC West championship.
Oh, would you settle down with the negativity?
Jalen Ramsey and Tyler Higbee have been added to the COVID list for tonight.
I did pick Arizona, so I liked them to win and cover.
Yeah. So
dang, man, what happened to your team?
I don't know. They were one of the best teams in the league in terms of staying away from the COVID. Yeah. Apparently, you know what happened? Probably one of your filthy, disease-ridden Cowboys went to L.A. to get some In-N-Out burger.
What are you talking about?
That's probably what happened. I mean, it was your team that had it last week.
In-N-Out burger. First of all, there's In-N-Out in Texas. Second of all, there ain't traveling to get no In-N-Out.
Dallas was so dumb. They needed to have their own benches so they knew which sideline to go to.
That's not what it was. I don't know. I don't get why, outside of it being the Cowboys, I didn't understand why people were making fun of them for it.
Because they needed a sign to say over here.
Given all of the issues that has happened in that stadium over the years, I wouldn't want to use their benches either, man.
Yeah. So wow, good grief.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Rams are going to be playing with the third team apparently against Arizona. Oh. That's fun. Well, I can watch the end of the movie that Nick picked for.
How's that?
How's what? The movie?
I've heard rough things about it. That's why I was wondering.
Really?
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it so far.
Oh, okay.
I still have about 40 minutes left in it.
All right, nice.
I can watch that tonight.
Look at you getting out of the way early.
And then watch probably last night's Yellowstone while the Rams are getting pummeled.
Oh, you'll watch your team. Come on.
Well, yeah, I'll watch until they fall behind by 21 in the first quarter, and then that'll be about it.
Imagine not watching your football team. That's weird.
Yeah,
by the way, Yes Man was the film. Thank you to Scott,
Yes Man,
Andy, and others. Yes Man was the movie that came out that year. And Jed points out that the Tommy Lee in the band game was canceled Baylor that year, not the Pittsburgh game. I don't think he meant canceled. He's saying it was at the Baylor game.
At the Baylor game.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a weird time.
Was a weird time. Weird time indeed. But like we mentioned, Nebraska volleyball ending up in the Final Four again, beating Texas. It isn't it interesting when you look at the success of this program, because pretty much everything that you could have said about football, you could have said about volleyball. They're moving into a tougher conference.
Yep.
All the so-called dysfunction in the athletic department over the years.
But yeah, it's not like the women's volleyball team gets to hang out in a different athletic department.
Right. But it almost seems like they do.
The same bosses.
It almost seems like they do.
I know.
Like they live in their own little world that's isolated from the sewage, infested bubble that is the rest of it.
Yeah.
But yet they and you could really make the argument. I know back in 2010 there was a perception that Big Ten's going to be easier than the Big 12 was
for football. Yeah.
Because in that moment, you probably could have made that argument. Ohio State was kind of
good. They were good,
but they weren't great.
Yeah, Jim Tressel was a really good coach, but their talent level, while still better than the Big Ten teams, was not like it is now, where it seems like they're just so far ahead and away of everybody. Yeah.
But volleyball, I mean, that was arguably the premier conference in college volleyball.
Yeah. I mean, gosh.
And now it's even better because Nebraska's in it. Yeah. And yet
they'd have those matchups with Penn State.
They didn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
Didn't miss a beat.
I just, it's funny. Every time one of these, because a lot of the successes happen with the women's programs lately. Every time it happens, it always dovetails back to football. And I get it because football is the driver of things.
Yeah. Drives the wagon.
But I do think, not to go all football on everybody, but I do think that there is a very interesting conversation to be had about the ability for a coach, players, whatever it is, to kind of siphon themselves off from a lot of the external garbage that can happen and that is happening, that does happen inside of the athletic department as a whole. And that's not to then say football is bad because of the athletic department. I think it all can, ebb and flow and it can affect itself in one way or another. But you have to give John Cook credit for being able to, for whatever reason, maybe it's that they're just kind of left alone. I mean, that's the thing too. He is such a great coach historically that he just has, to quote Star Wars, unlimited power. He can do what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Who is going to come up and say, outside of Eichhorst, who's going to come up to him and say, hey, have you tried doing it this way? Or would you? No, he's got carte blanche to do whatever he wants. And he should.
You're not going to mess with it.
Yeah.
You're not going to mess with success.
Yeah.
And it shows. Mm-hmm. And there's not enough, there's not as many, fingers in the pot trying to, pull in different directions and wanting it done a certain way. And and listen, we get it. There's more eyes on football.
Yes,
more schools prioritize football. So by proxy, it makes it a little more difficult.
Yeah, but you're living on
but just looking at it from, because we've used the excuse. Well, Bill Moose was too hands off. Sean Eichhorst was too hands on,
Mm-hmm.
Steve Peterson was too egocentric, blah, 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 blah. Yet through all of that, volleyball program just kept doing what it did.
And it still does it.
And it still does it. And does it at an extremely high level. And this was a year where they'd started off kind of slow.
Yeah.
Kind of slow.
Well,
in grading by their curve, slow. But for other teams, it's like, lose a couple matches in a row, no big deal.
Yeah, and you almost wonder, it's like a chicken or the egg thing, right? Is the athletic department dysfunctional because of the football program being bad, or is the football program bad because of the athletic department being dysfunctional? It's not like Tom Osborne. I mean, he really only had, two bosses, right, in his time as head coach, and one was his former head coach.
Yeah.
And then at the very, very, very end, he had a different boss, but they were such a sustainable monster by that point in time that it really didn't matter. I mean, look at Alabama, Nick Saban. He's had multiple athletic directors down there at Alabama, including, speaking of Bill Byrne, including Bill Byrne's son, Greg. And everything's going okay down there. So I think that part of this can be a self-fulfilling prophecy to a degree. But I mean, for as long as John Cook is going to be at Nebraska, I think everything else that's going to happen is going to be away from them, and it's not going to matter.
Well, coming up next, we'll recap with Jack Mitchell. He's very excited. He's very happy. We will also go back through some of his celebratory tweets, his taunting tweets.
Awesome.
Of Texas.
By the way, Jed and Jack point out Tommy Lee, that it was at the Baylor game that year, and Jed added the story of that was when he almost fought a former play-by-play announcer for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Not Kent Pavelka. Not Kent Pavelka.
All right, we'll be back with more live in the video stream with Jack Mitchell of KLIN next on 1620 The Zone.
Hey everyone, Josh Peterson here for the FanDuel Sportsbook. Tomorrow, well, it is a Tuesday, and that means the NBA on TNT, and FanDuel is making those Tuesday nights even more enjoyable for you with TNT Tuesdays, because it does not matter if you win or lose. FanDuel is giving all customers $10 back each and every Tuesday. Put $10 or more down on a same-game parlay bet on any of the NBA on TNT games, and boom, you are good to go. And I keep saying it, but these matchups so often are the best ones that we get every single week. This week, we got Golden State at New York Knicks, and we also have the Suns and Trailblazers. So perhaps you got a specific lean in one of those. I mean, it's always fun to root for Steph Curry over on the three-pointers, over on the points, and just dominating Nick's favorite sporting teams. Do so right now with my promo code Josh162 and take advantage of the TNT Tuesdays. Plus, you can get your first bet risk-free for up to $1,000 and make the most out of every moment this NBA season. That's FanDuel Sportsbook promo code Josh162. 21 plus and present in Iowa. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max bonus $10. Restrictions do apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
Watching football without Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill is just, well, wrong. Seriously, how could you even consider not having Oscar's Pizza and award-winning char-buffed wings, especially with their all-new Thai chili bourbon wing sauce as part of your game day? Come watch your favorite team on Oscar's 40 TVs, including NFL Sunday Ticket. And with daily lunch and dinner specials, it's really a no-brainer. Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, 173rd and West Center Road, and for takeout at 162nd and Maple.
The Zone Inbox is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Email Severin Binning on the Equitable Bank inbox with your love, your hate, or your hot takes. The Zone Inbox, presented by Equitable Bank, where they take banking personally and answer the phone on the first ring.
Many people go back to the dealership out of habit or because they think the dealer is the only one who knows how to fix their car. At Omaha Car Care, we offer a better option. We have ASE certified technicians, the technology to service any vehicle, and free loaner cars. The dealer will sell you a package of services. We'll provide the service you want for your car as your trusted partner. I'm Rick Betker, owner of Omaha Car Care, and we'll be along for the ride.
The late Steve Jobs once said, design is not just what it looks and feels like, design is how it works. At Unique Spaces Cabinetry by Terry, we help homeowners create a unique space for their home that isn't just beautiful, but it functions like a dream. We offer unique one-on-one design. We measure for you and we will go over your 3D design so you see your space come to life. For a free consultation, go to uniquespacesbyterry.com. That's uniquespacesbyterri.com.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Get extra strong for your South Pole. Charmin keeps your undies whiter than the North Pole. A shiny hiney, a brand new year. Covered us Charmin, Happy New Year. May your holidays be Charmin, clean, merry, and bright. May all your undies be Charmin, clean, white.
Charmin Ultra Strong just cleans better. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Guys, 2021's been a roller coaster year, so spoil her this Christmas by giving her the next best thing to wearing nothing at all. With soft, silky, naturally nude pajamas, exclusively from Pajamagram, America's PJ experts for nearly 20 years. Sensuous and smooth, naturally nude pajamas feel just like her own bare skin. She'll love slipping these on every night because the texture and touch of naturally nude pajamas is so soft and luxurious, they'll melt away her stress. She'll love the feeling of wearing next to nothing at all, and you'll love the way they look. Check them out at Pajamagram.com. And right now, when you order today, you'll get a great deal. Free gift packaging. That means you don't have to wrap a thing. Get her naturally nude pajamas and get your free gift packaging today before this deal disappears. Just go to Pajamagram.com. It's fast, easy, and delivery by Christmas is guaranteed. That's Pajamagram.com.
Napa know-how. At Napa, get great deals on a variety of Craftsman tools all month long for those DIYers in your family. Like the 20-volt drill driver combo with a battery and charger for just $119. With a deal like that, we're putting unfinished projects on notice. Looking at you, loose doorknob. That's the drill driver combo, just $119. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores and NapaOnline.com. While supplies last. Offer ends 12/31/21.
Shop Woodhouse Place Hyundai and Nissan, 144th and Giles. KOZN, Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs.
The game is on. Offense is stalled. He's on Twitter. A foul is called. Jack Mitchell is triggered on Twitter.com. Jack Mitchell is triggered on Twitter.com. There's JPJ. He just got creamed. Does the ref not know? Bad calls affect both teams. Jack Mitchell is triggered on Twitter.com.
It's the
Jack Mitchell
it's the one Christmas song I will allow this time of year. Of course. That's it. Bring this up again.
Tweet, 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 tweet.
Oh, remember Stibbs.
The JP
all the great Christmas singers are dead. I mean, Nat King Cole, Burl Ives, Stibbs.
I love
so sad.
the JPJ reference always is like, oh, that's right, because you just kind of forget about players over the years. Yeah. Oh, good times.
That was like what was that, like 7 classes ago?
That's a long time ago.
Based on the players they go through.
Everybody got mad when JPJ was here so much they wanted to fire the coach, and so now we got this.
Jack, you were right. I was wrong. I just wanted to say that on the air. It's time to bring back Tim Miles. I think it's time to bring Jack Mitchell. Nick, turn up my microphone to like the millionth volume. Oh my gosh. Jack Mitchell was right.
Don't do that again.
That is loud.
That's loud. Jack Mitchell was right.
Nebraska needs to replace one baseless system with another baseless system where we have no idea what it is they're trying to run. It's a good idea.
But a slightly more fun one.
There you go. Slightly more fun.
Remember
Tim Miles' tweets?
That's true. The halftime tweets.
Remember the halftime tweets?
Remember winning a few games that made you happy?
There you go.
Or not getting run off the floor by 30?
Jack, I forget. Was it Saturday or was it last week after the Michigan loss where you put together your list of happy moments of the last 4 years?
Yeah, I think it was Friday. I don't remember. The end of last week. I sat down and I took Nebraska men's basketball and football schedule since 2015, sort of, because that was when Mike Riley got hired, and that was when the Royals won the World Series, which is the last time I was genuinely really happy in sports. And so I thought I'd say, hey, I'm too negative, right? I'm way too down. Everybody tells me I'm too down. Let's accentuate the positive, and let's remember some time since 2015 when football and basketball, right, my probably my 2 most followed Husker sports, made me happy, and it kind of backfired in actually doing it, because I made the list, and I could only come up with legit 20 times in 6+ years that I felt true sports happiness as a result.
Do you have that list right there at your fingertips?
I can pull it up in about 20 seconds.
If you do, can you email it to me? I'll try to build a quick graphic and get it up on the screen.
Emailing, is that the easiest?
Yeah, just email it to me and I'll
give me 30 seconds. Yeah.
I forget, Jack, was it all just sporting events, or was the hiring of Scott Frost involved in this?
No, it was actual games. It was all actual games.
If you would have included that probably would have been number 1. It would have been number 1.
Really?
You think of the happiest day since 2015? No. The day Scott Frost got hired.
Remember, Jack was very upset that Mike Riley got fired because he's not into firing coaches.
He hates firing coaches.
It was fine. I don't get that. I mean, it was good. I was happy, but no, it does not replace actual victory. My number 1 was Nebraska basketball just routing Creighton. That was my number 1 moment.
Oh, remember that day, John?
Ancient history, man.
I have a picture of it I can show you if you want.
I look forward to when we celebrate the 50th anniversary of that.
Oh my!
We did the game of the century.
All right, I just DM'd you. I know that's not email, but that was the fastest thing to do.
We'll see if we can make it. We'll see if we can make it work.
I DM'd you both if you want to see it.
Speaking of your stuff, now this is fake news here because Jack was happy.
When was he happy?
He was happy this weekend, if you judge by his Twitter account.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see these.
And so now what we have is, and we'll do this, after these monumental events.
Like going to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Or just a random, regular season.
Hey, Nebraska moved to 1-13 in Big Ten play like that.
Exactly, yeah. Here are some of the celebratory tweets. Well, first off, what we have here is that
Arya Stark?
This was at the beginning.
Okay.
So, it's a picture. I think it's Arya Stark with a knife.
There you go.
And it just simply says, "Welcome to playing us."
Yeah, one of my favorite parts, Jack, about you during Nebraska volleyball matches is that you often will describe, the pain that you feel with football and basketball. Yeah. Don't worry, friends. It's almost like a reverse of the stages of grief.
Yeah. It's exactly what I do. I take what is in my head about Nebraska football and men's basketball, and I transfer it onto the opponent in that, and I know that's what they're going to feel, and it's so delightful, which is why I've embraced it like I have.
Good.
The bottom one, there was actually a second tweet, and it said, imagine the exact opposite of how you feel in a tense moment for Nebraska football or men's basketball, and then add a little goth darkness projected on the opponent, and that's how I feel about a tense moment for Husker volleyball.
Goth darkness. Nice
Yeah.
reference there, Jack.
And so it kind of led to just a series of...
Oh, my goodness gracious. Jack, what, are you
I
okay?
only included a couple of examples because there was like 3 or 4.
He had a creepy
8 or 12.
clown.
But you got a creepy clown, a GIF, and it's just, hey, Texas. And then the Grim Reaper standing amid a barren landscape. Hey, Texas.
Nick Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
Jack, I wasn't even that edgy in high school, and I was edgy.
Listen, I know darkness. I know darkness better than anyone, and so I'm an absolute expert at getting inside of Texas when they're losing to Nebraska.
Yeah. I didn't timestamp these, so I'm not sure at what point in the match, but I'm guessing
those were all
just as it was transpiring.
Yeah, those were during the 4th set when it became apparent that Texas was falling apart, and I know what that looks like.
You waited until you felt confident that they were going to win before you really
I mean, the idea of these dark, scary gifts is, hey, we know. Look, I know what this looks like. I've been through it a bazillion times. I can tell the better team has them in your head right now, or they're in your head, and you're falling apart, and you're feeling darkness right now. So I was just letting everyone know, hey, I'm kind of an expert. I can relate.
The next slide here, it's another spooky GIF. It's a guy dressed in a skeleton outfit.
Yeah,
John Cook in post game. Jackson.
That'd be awesome if that's what he would have showed up.
Yeah, he would have shown up in the dark suit. So and then we move. Oh, I don't know how.
Oh, come on!
How did that slide get in there?
What's going on here? It's the scoreboard of various Creighton, Nebraska.
I'm sorry,
games.
I didn't see that one slip in.
Oh,
Nebraska.
And then you get to afterwards, Jack already taunting Pitt, by the way.
Retweeting himself. I love it.
Yes, retweeting himself too. How will they be ready for Pitt on a neutral court after that?
Right.
What Jack said.
Yeah.
And then the good thing for the rest of volleyball is all of the good players for Nebraska are gone after this year. I'm kidding. You are absolutely screwed.
Nice.
So he is definitely laying it on thick. And then finally, the quote tweet of the Texas volleyball end of season tweet where Jack just says, all cry, no fun.
Oh man. All right.
But you get that, right? You get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the retort from last year when
people forget
when
that Texas
was
tweeted.
malicious, maliciously went after Lexi's son, and it was so despicable, and people lost their minds.
Yeah, kind of like how they lost their minds.
It's not despicable. Turnabout is fair play. That's all.
And I'm glad. I remember when we talked about this last year.
You were with me.
You were with me. You were like, "Hey, that's fine. Let them do what they want." And Nebraska
winners get to brag,
and winners get to brag. And this year, the winners got to brag.
Right. And I guarantee I said, wait till they lose next year, and I'll have something to say about it. And if you go back, I guarantee I said that. So there we go. I wanted to be Twitter has barely existed during the Nebraska, my favorite Nebraska sports, Nebraska football and men's basketball being consistently victorious. I know I'm obnoxious on Twitter during games. Yes. But it's always on the sad side of things. It's more fun on the good side of things. And I have so much of it in me that I never get to use. So I just put out all my material during one moment there against Texas, which even if you're not a volleyball fan, that was the great thing about it. Even if you're not a volleyball fan, and you're a Nebraska fan at all, you can absolutely get behind that and enjoy all of that. So
there you go. Joe Phoenix says, Jack is a national treasure. Going on Twitter on any Husker game day that he follows always makes me laugh and enjoy life more. If Nebraska ever starts winning again in football, who cares about basketball? But I will miss these times. There you go. So he's like, he wants Nebraska to be good, but he's going to be kind of sad that Jack Mitchell will be gone if that ever happens.
No, winning Jack Mitchell is way more fun.
I can help you.
Obnoxious, way more fun.
I can help with some of the sad Jack posts if you want. You need some more song lyrics in there. Like emo song lyrics.
Oh, no.
That's a good idea. I'll remember that for the rest of the basketball season.
Jack, I got you.
Jack, speaking of hoops, are you done watching them?
I'm not going to say I'm done watching them, but I'm not going to.
I wanted to welcome you into the club with John and me.
I'm not going to rearrange
I
my
don't watch because I can't watch.
That's true. They're normally on during the Creighton.
Yeah, I'm not going to rearrange my schedule too. How's that sound? But I mean, I'll watch a lot of sports, even if I'll see it because I want to be able to talk about it, probably like you guys. But no, I'd probably rather not, to be honest, until things change.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I can't say as if I blame you at this point because, I didn't get a chance to see it, but it was more of the same.
It was terrible. Yeah.
Well, more of the same, meaning that it was, can't hit a shot to save their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Effort,
down by 30.
Effort appeared to be
lose by 30.
Not great.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's kind of par for the course. In fact, I'm going to bring up something here because I did get your graphic, by the way. Thank you very much. But I saw this tweet today from Jeff Goodman, who covers college basketball, and of course the net rankings came out today, and the worst Power 5 teams in the net: Missouri at 270, Oregon State 266, Pitt 254, Washington 226, Nebraska 221.
Missouri sucks.
And look, Pitt 23 spots or 33
Pitt.
spots behind. See, it's already coming up roses this week. Nebraska Pitt rivalry. Yeah, just
that, John, I know that wasn't what the design of that is, but that made me a lot happier than I thought it would. The everything in there.
Oh, so that it's not as bad as you thought.
Absolutely. Wow, thanks for the shot in the arm today.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could be there for you.
The thing that stood out to me, speaking of tweets, I saw one from Baz over the weekend where he said, just went back through every single season of Husker basketball, which, first of all, like, my God, man. As far as I can tell, this is the first time Nebraska has lost back-to-back games by 30 or more points. And he added the program was started in 1896.
Yeah.
I mean, we so often, right? That was my reaction to we so often want to say, like, this is rock bottom in the moment, to which, John would try to remind you, like, don't say
that.
But man, it's hard to say, just given everything, expectations, who the coach is, that this is not the low point of Nebraska men's basketball in my lifetime. And it's not like they've been great at any point. They've been good. A couple of times they've been good.
And here's why it feels even more like that, Josh, I think, and why I think it may actually, I think you guys will probably agree they've had surprisingly good interest and attendance with the program when they haven't been good. For the most part. I remember when I went on that rant on you guys' show a couple years ago after they lost to Purdue in a blizzard and the place was still like 2/3 full. And but here's the thing. You have number one about this. This team was expected by most to be better than usual for a Nebraska team, maybe to make it interesting when it comes to postseason play. But so you've got that, which already is a downer. A lot of times people showed up, they kind of knew they weren't going to be great. It was always about next year, not the current year. The other thing is that the team is filled with so many newcomers that there isn't even necessarily a bond, and they weren't there even last year to see whoever was playing at that point. There's just not even like a big bond, in like, for instance, in 2015, speaking of when my sadness began that year, after they came off the NCAA tournament, they had a really disappointing year, didn't make the postseason, but you still had Petaway and Pitchford, and you had all these guys that you had been watching.
Get a relationship with.
Yeah, like you kind of get a relationship of familiarity with them, and they had brought you happiness, at least at points in the past. I think this might finally be the time when you've got a team and that where you really see a palpable sort of pullback of fan support. I hope that's not true. I hope they win a couple of games and that changes. But if they keep going like they are, and the other thing is, and those teams that lost and had problems, they generally played hard for the most part. You could see that they occasionally got blown out, but it was a lot of groin kick type losses, last second type losses over the course of the last 5-10 years. So,
dare I say close losses?
Yeah. So I'm worried that is going to add to what you were saying, Josh, just about the numbers, but just could the fan sentiment about this program really turn at some point here?
Well, and listen, we just experienced it with the football season. Now, the circumstances are a little bit different because there was already a built-in love affair with Scott Frost. Maybe not, certainly not as strong with Fred Hoiberg, despite, his credentials and whatever, ties he had to the program with his grandfather once being the coach here. But it certainly isn't the same category as Frost. But one of the big arguments was, well, at least they weren't getting blown out.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like the exact opposite.
This is the exact opposite of that. And so I wonder if that public sentiment continues to ride, assuming that this thing doesn't start to turn around here relatively soon, if Trev Alberts will be allowed to have the same amount of grace for Hoiberg as he had for Frost.
I don't know. I don't know, because I was getting, I said after the Michigan game, and I hadn't even seen the Auburn game yet, but I said something to the impact, probably said this on your show too, said it looked like they were playing without a coach a lot of the time. And there were some people are still so mad at me for not wanting Frost fired. But they came at me, and especially about the stuff I said on your show. And he would come at me. It was like, why would you have not have said the same thing about Frost? You've got a double standard. And I said, number one, I think I am always, I don't quite get why. I think I am always harder on basketball than I am on football, which whatever that. But on the other hand, when I started thinking about it, I was like, you know what? You can't, I wouldn't say that. I would say within the last 2 minutes of games and with special teams, it looked like they weren't being coached to me. In football, it didn't look, it looked like they had a game plan. It wasn't that they looked like they didn't have a game plan. It's a completely different issues. It's complete apples and oranges to me with those two. And so I don't know. It's going to be, this is something Alberts didn't ever have to think he was going to have to deal with here in this year. And now he's put off this decision on Frost, right? That's going to go at least another year at this point. How does that even play in? Does it play in at all? I don't know, but
and that's going back to what you said a couple minutes ago about, the games moving forward and the crowds, like what you're describing, it's an unappealing brand of basketball, where, like you say, where at times it looks like we're just all watching, like, what is the plan right now? What are they trying to do on the floor? And so I think that, we all understand it gets colder, it gets darker earlier. Sometimes you're like, I just don't want to go. I don't want to go anywhere tonight. And so I've been thinking about that a lot. Like, what could PBA look like over the coming months? Because it's not even Christmas yet, and we're having this conversation.
Yeah, there's nothing fun about watching 4 for 23 from 3-point range or 5 for 28 every night, seemingly. Yeah. In addition to everything else that's going on right now. Yeah, there's less payback than there ever has been to a fan base that has always accepted very little payback for their fandom.
Yeah.
Sad.
Stu Pospisil.
Oh, God.
Picked Zane Flores of Gretna as the all-state quarterback this year. Noah Walters, who we told you last week, won the Gatorade Player of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the Player of the Year in the state of Nebraska. He, of course, was the quarterback at Lincoln East. We know that you have a feud with Stu that goes back 20 years.
I do.
So,
out on Popsicle.
So here's the floor. It's yours.
Well, number one, my feud that goes back with Stu is 20 years old.
Yes.
Just 20 years old. Happy right anniversary.
Now. What's the original? If you don't mind, can you explain the original in a few seconds?
In 2001, I can do it really quickly. In 2001, my alma mater won the state basketball tournament, hoisted the trophy at Devaney. The day afterwards,
they were only a couple of games over 500 when they entered the tournament.
They hoisted the trophy at Devaney, and the day afterward, when Stu put his Omaha World Herald rankings out in the Sunday paper, he did not list them number one.
It's because Nick's Lincoln Southeast team was really, really good.
Oh yeah,
but they got upset.
Nick and Jake, Muleheisen and Nick and they had injuries or something.
Yeah, it was a really, really, really good team.
I'm sure he does that. There are no injuries in any other sport where that would have happened, and he could have done the same thing and taken
Lincoln
it away
East
from a
won
team.
a 36-35 Class A championship game against Columbus. I know, because I had to call it.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
And then probably 5 years later, maybe 6 or 7 years later, Bishop is doing the games, and I'm sitting with him on the floor at the state tournament. And we're watching one of these Jim Weeks Beatrice games where you think the score of the East Columbus game was bad. This was like Beatrice and Scotts Bluff, and it was like 19-18 with 2 minutes left. So we had a lot of time to talk while they were running the clock. and Stu Pospisil's sitting next to John, and I'm sitting on the other side of John, and he's like, "Hey, Stu, why don't you meet Jack? Here's Jack. Jack didn't like your 2001 basketball rankings. Why don't you two talk about him?"
Well, hey, shouldn't you at least give Stu some credit this year, because it sounds like he's finally come around to the fact that championships mean something, because I believe the deciding factor for picking Flores over Walters was Gretna won the state championship. So apparently he learned something.
That's what Dirk tried to tell me this morning. Dirk, of course, defending Gretna, and he said the same thing. And he said, well, a championship, he won the championship. It was on the field. And I was like, you can't go back to that reasoning and have 2001 and 2021. One of them has to be rectified.
Well, why can't we do that with the running back? Why can't we do it with the offensive tackle? I mean, why?
Right.
I know. We always, it's quarterback wins.
That's what I said. I was like, there had to be some players on Millard South or West Side that made the team. So that didn't win the championship, but.
What if he apologizes for 2001 then? Would you be okay with this, with the All-State team?
There would be a measure. I still think it's the wrong decision, but I will respect his weird but consistent theory then.
Well, either way, both young men were deserving. I'm with you, Jack. I think it should have gone to Noah Walters.
No,
I mean, he had a tremendous season.
Flores is really good. He's really good, but
he was really
good. It just, the numbers weren't there. The eyeball test wasn't there. Whatever, it's fine. The guy's great, and he's coming back next year. So he'll get it next year. So
Stu always ranked Omaha North way too low in his top 10 when I was in high school.
Come on.
I'm with Jack on this
Hey,
one. Let's go.
Hey, he had the whole Grand Island basketball team mad at him this weekend. Did you see that? Did you guys see that? Oh, he'd written a column and said that they were, they had gone and played those Missouri teams and they played a big tournament because Trout was down there, and he had wrote something, and I don't want to.
Yes,
I don't have him.
saw this. People got really mad.
Yeah,
What was
he said that they would have been that Trout was the only thing keeping them from being embarrassed.
That's what it was.
And Trout tweets it out, and he's like, "This isn't right. This is everything that's wrong with the media today." So I'm not the only one.
Boy.
I'm not the only one. And now, you know what, though? You know who they play next on Friday? And I'm going to go to Grand Island, Lincoln East. Stu is probably trying to get their motor running to beat Lincoln East, his last favorite team in the entire state.
Oh, that's great.
Well, here's the list of Jack actually put this together after the Michigan game. He was
part of my spelling mistakes.
Yeah, well,
Nebraska.
Right, and
so that's what the red underline means there, Jack. It means that you misspelled a word.
Yes, I've never done that before. Weird.
Okay. Interesting though that NUBB is in your dictionary, but not NUFB in your dictionary.
You can just right click and add it to the dictionary. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Okay. Wow. Thanks for the Google Docs information.
I got you, man.
But here it is. It's the complete list going back to when the Royals winning the World Series?
The 2015, starting with, I would say the 2015 football season.
So the Mike Riley era of football.
Right.
Wow. And number 11 was Nebraska beating UCLA in the Foster Farms Bowl.
That's my 11th happiest moment in sports in 6 years.
That's so sad. It just shows how sad it's been.
It is.
Would anyone disagree with this? If I'm missing anything, I would love to hear it. For it, just as it pertains to
list. I mean, it was your happiness.
I'm surprised.
Not every game, not every win is on there, though. It seems like with football, it's pretty close to every win.
Jack, is the Brandon Riley game that low because of the controversy at the end? Why is that not higher?
Well, let's see it's because the season felt like it had fallen apart the week before with the Purdue game,
and it was an illegal catch.
No,
I mean, I
have a number 5.
I think that is the best post Bo Pelini win that Nebraska has in football. And I really don't think it's close.
Yeah.
But I get having Oregon that high, and I wasn't there, but everyone says that the atmosphere that day was awesome. Plus, Nebraska got off to such a good start that season.
Well, there was still hope for something really good happening at that point. That's the difference.
Yeah. That's fair. I just, that Michigan State team, they went to the playoff.
So for those who can't see it, I've got the Nebraska-Creighton 2018 game first, Nebraska-Oregon football 2016 second, Michigan basketball 2018, the regular season game, Nebraska blew them out. Then I got the Big Ten tournament sort of as a whole in 2019, and I was there.
The end of the Tim Miles
era. Super biased because I was there, and then I got the Brandon Riley game. Those are my top 5.
I'll be honest, Jack. I do not remember a thing about the Michigan game that you have included there. I don't remember a thing.
I don't either.
Nebraska
I
just
don't want to go on in
murdered
my life,
Michigan.
though, at that time, so I was kind of checking.
I don't remember
stuff.
that game very
That
well.
was when that Wagner played for Michigan, and the crowd was just on him constantly, and that was the best. Tim Miles team has probably ever looked. Roby just absolutely went off. It was a dunk fest. That Michigan team went to the national championship game.
Yeah, I was going to say that was the same team then that
they played in the Big Ten tournament.
They got revenge in Madison Square Garden,
and then didn't make the tournament.
Yep.
Okay, that's right. There it is. The top 20 most happy moments of Jack Mitchell since 2015.
I've got the Scott Frost. See, I got a couple of Scott Frost moments on here. I got Michigan State in the snow.
Hey, I was there. That was an awesome time. That was a blast.
That was good. And then I got the big win against Penn State, came in at number 20.
And Northwestern this year.
Northwestern this year at 19. That was the first time I saw the Metallica thing, the third quarter.
Which was their last win of the season.
Their last win. Jack, if Nebraska holds on to beat Iowa this year, is that easily number one on this list?
I wouldn't say number one, but it would be in the top 5.
Be in the top 5. The first 3 quarters of the Iowa game. Let's put that in the top 20.
First 3 quarters.
The first 3 quarters of a lot of games.
Oh, my dad and I had so much fun at the game, and then we didn't.
Man, you realize that October the 2nd was the date of Nebraska's last win of the season.
Long time ago.
October 2nd.
Remember the following Monday, Jack's yelling about me. I'm not here to defend myself.
Man.
Oh, geez. Okay. I was wrong. You admitted you were wrong earlier. I admitted I was wrong. Now, the other thing you mentioned, just like that, John, the other one I had on there before you took it down, I had the Hoibergs. Let's see, the number, where's the random win against Iowa? Oh, yeah, number 9 on there, January 7, 2020. They won that game. They beat Luka Garza.
What do you write?
Then they didn't win a game the rest of the year.
Last fun hoops game.
Fun hoops game.
Wow.
What, the Colorado scrimmage from this year didn't get
Hey,
that was number 21, and maybe should have been higher.
Yes.
Others getting votes.
It just missed.
Jack, before we let you go, I did want to read this tweet to you from Jim. Jack stewing about high school rankings for 20 years might be the most Jack Mitchell thing ever.
By the way, please don't say stewing. That makes it worse.
Ooh, hello.
I'm going to retweet that. That's funny.
All right. Well, there you go. Well, next week we'll look forward to, if Nebraska makes this run and finishes this deal, I'm sure
volleyball. I thought you were talking about basketball for a second.
No,
making a run.
No, and it's an interesting, legit question. Predict next time there's a game from basketball or football that gets on that list again.
4 years.
Are we more than a year away still?
Does a win over Kennesaw State count?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You have to have like a killer, awesome conference win this year where it's a combination of Nebraska either dominates or just it goes, there's a game winner and it's against a team that's actually good.
And by the way, that's all I want now. I want one.
There will not be any this year.
Probably not, but that's where my expectations. I need that. All I want is occasional yearly moments of happiness.
Well, now the pressure is on because now that we bring these to light on the 1620 The Zone TV, if Nebraska wins the national championship next Saturday night, we will probably have more screenshots of more Jack Mitchell taunting tweets.
I don't know if I can sum it up. I could sum it up the hate for Wisconsin. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I can for Louisville.
Is it going to be on the garage? The weather is supposed to be nice this week. Are you
We could
putting
do
it
that.
on the garage?
We could do that.
Jack,
Possible.
if you want to be edgy, start with My Chemical Romance lyrics, then just work your way down. Text me, I can send you a list.
Oh, yeah. The Black Parade. I should have done like a Black Parade type GIF.
A young boy,
If you want the real respect from the emos,
took me into the city.
use some stuff from earlier albums if you want the real emo respect.
I'll do Helena. Helena's a good one. That's good too.
That's such a good one.
Oh, I can hang in this conversation, by the way. I know Josh and John can't, but I can.
Hey, I know
appreciate
that song.
you, Jack.
You grow up.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Josh is screaming random lyrics.
I'm not screaming. I'm singing them.
What I was. All right. We'll talk to you next week, and we'll see if Nebraska can pull it off.
Bye, Jack.
And beat mighty Pitt. Mighty Pitt.
Worst basketball team than Nebraska's too.
That is true. That is true, according to the net rankings. All right. We'll be back with more. It's Unsportsmanlike Conduct on 1620 The Zone.
Severe and Betting in the Morning.
Adrian Dow joining us here, Vice Chancellor and Director of Athletics for Omaha Mavericks.
How can we get other sport programs to the level that our hockey program is right now, right? And if you are able to do that, it certainly helps you become more relevant in the Omaha market.
Adrian, we really appreciate you taking the time. I know you got a lot of work to do and giving us a few minutes.
Hey, guys, thanks for having me on. I'm a big fan. You guys are a part of the morning commute every morning.
For more, tune in every day to 1620 a.m. or go to 1620thezone.com. Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Mostly clear and mild this evening with the temperatures around 50. Clear to partly cloudy later tonight, lower 30s for low. Partly to mostly cloudy Tuesday, near record high of 59, and then super windy Wednesday. I am Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV News Watch 7.
1620 The Zone's Unsportsmanlike Conduct, brought to you by a great friend of the program, Union Bank and Trust.
I'm not saying you have to love football. We all have different likes and dislikes, people. Personally, I'm not a fan of the avocado. I just don't like the mouth either. But if you're someone who loves football, truly loves it well, my sportsbook app might be the greatest thing that has ever happened to you.
Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
The end of riding season is never a good time, but it is a great time to trade in and trade up or sell it outright. Les Hills Harley-Davidson is selling, trading, and buying bikes right now. Sell your Harley-Davidson today. Les Hills Harley-Davidson. Rise up and ride on.
Enterprise Car Sales in Omaha makes buying a vehicle easy. Enterprise Car Sales has a large selection of vehicles with thousands to choose from in their nationwide inventory. Every vehicle is clearly marked with no haggle pricing. Their team is available online and at their dealership, ready to help you find the right vehicle. Come experience the Enterprise Car Sales difference. Click enterprisecarsales.com to schedule your test drive and start your vehicle purchase, or visit the Enterprise Car Sales location off 180th and West Dodge Road.
Find your purpose with work that matters. Methodist is hiring for clinical and non-clinical positions throughout our health system. Join a team that's making a difference and take advantage of a range of benefits like medical, vision and dental, flexible scheduling, and tuition assistance. To find all of our opportunities and apply online, go to bestcare.org/jobs. That's bestcare.org/jobs. Methodist, the meaning of care.
Taste the tradition. And do you know who's traditionally good when it comes to taste? Rotella's Bakery. Right as the fall is getting started, football is ramped up. You're thinking food and tailgating. You know what would go great with those brats, those burgers, those cheeseburgers? A nice Rotella bun. The quality, the ingredients, tremendous. When you've done business for over 100 years, you know that you're good at what you do. That's Rotella's Bakery. And remember, you're going to get a little Rotella's every week as they sponsor our Keys to the Game and Big Red Overreaction.
Everyone for Omaha as the Omaha Mavericks men's and women's basketball teams hit the court at Baxter Arena. It's fun for the whole family. Get your season tickets now at omavs.com/tickets. Get out and support your Mavericks this season at Baxter Arena. Take in some basketball. Hey, everybody, it's Michael Severe for Ted and Wally's, 2 locations in Benson and, of course, in the old market. This is the time to give a great gift. And what is it? Ted and Wally's gift cards. 35 years in business. You can get great ice cream. You can get 35th anniversary merchandise. We got sweatshirts, T-shirts, hats, stocking caps, all of those in stock. And who wouldn't want some great ice cream for a year? The best holiday flavors in town, plus over 3,000 flavors to choose from your go-to. Order ahead, pints, quarts, and half gallons.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
The hotline is powered by Lanahaw Nurseries, rooted in quality, unmatched value. It's unsportsmanlike conduct.
I'm J-Dog.
On 1620 The Zone.
Well, coming up tomorrow night, at least it's at 7 o'clock, we have Creighton basketball, the Blue Jays hosting Arizona State at CHI Health Center, Omaha. We've got all the coverage starting at 6 p.m. with Ravi Lula. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock. And just dropped into our laps. We have how many pair?
5.
We have 5 pair of tickets.
5
to tomorrow night's game.
What? What a deal.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make it very easy.
Okay.
We're going to reward those of you because we know old man Doug loves his emails. In the Equitable Bank inbox.
Okay.
You have a window between now and when Steve Sipple comes on in about 20 minutes.
Ooh. That's not a very big window.
To email Nick at 1620thezone.com.
Now, what do they have to do? Do they have to say anything funny?
I don't care. But make
F1
sure you
sucks.
Make sure you put J's. Put J's in the subject line so he knows what to look for.
Oh, I thought what if they had to put F1 sucks in the subject line?
Well, that's just mean.
So then he really knows what he has to look for.
I'll ignore all of those. That's going to go right to the spam folder.
Yeah.
I have it set up in the email.
Probably
If you say
does.
F1 sucks to Nick, it just goes deleted right
You put
away.
J's in the subject line. You can email him whatever you want. You can send him pictures.
I think you should send him funny takes.
You can send him funny takes.
I want to see some of these takes. And then, we could give the winner of the funny takes.
And then Nick will pick 5 emails at random.
At random. Okay.
Well, it's up to you, Nick. You pick them however you want.
Would you want to do random or funniest takes?
It's up to you.
You're the king over here.
I like random.
Random it is.
Pro chaos.
All right.
Pro chaos. All right. So right now, between now and when Sip comes on in 20 minutes.
Not that long from now.
Email Nick at 1620thezone.com. Nick at 1620. Don't worry. It's not going to Ba. It's actually going to Grim.
Which is funny because he sometimes gets the Ba email.
Sometimes I get some things that I feel like are pretty important meant for Ba.
Oh.
And I'm like, hey, it's not me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Nick at 1620thezone.com, put J's in the subject line, and you can email him whatever you want. But
what'd you get, Nick?
It says J's. I think you should get an F1 minute. That is
this is
a
fake
great
news.
idea.
Wow,
it's right. It's on the watch.
Now, I'm telling you,
it's on the watch. I can show you.
It's very cool of you to email yourself, Nick, while we were on the air. That was
Yeah.
very impressive. Good job.
But we have 5 pair of tickets got between now and 3:45 to get those emails into Nick at 1620thezone.com. Speaking of the Jays, they beat BYU 9th straight year. Creighton has at least 1 win over a ranked team.
Which is crazy because that means, and I remember the game had happened, but that really, really, really bad team following Doug and Rogge and all those guys, they beat Oklahoma, in a comeback win. And I believe that actually got them into the top 25.
It did.
For the one and only time for them that
It
year.
did.
But yeah, that's a quite the impressive streak, especially given that it began in an era before, they were just slightly, but,
Well, it actually
the
started
East.
with the Big East because this is their 9th season in the Big
Oh,
East.
never mind. Then just
So it
ignore
started.
else.
Yeah, it was
This is the
congruent.
9th year. My God.
Yeah, because remember the Valley didn't get many ranked teams back. in
Yeah,
the
I know.
day.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to what a streak.
But with the way BYU was playing and playing fairly well, Creighton dominated that game, led by as much as 20. And then there was a moment there in the second half. It got within 10. BYU had a couple of chances to get it within single digits, but Creighton came up with the answer. I thought offensively for the first 20-plus minutes, they were fantastic. It wasn't quite as good in the second half. But again, this team's led by their defense.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense is making things happen, which is really impressive when you consider how young a group this is. That's what I've got to believe that's one of the hardest things to adjust to when you're going from the high school to the college level.
Is playing defense?
Is playing
the effort required?
Playing the level of defense required at the college level.
Yeah.
The intense scouting reports that these guys get, and I'm with them, when I see them in practice. I mean, most of the work is done on how to stop the opponent. It's not as much about how do we score against them. They obviously work on those things, but most of it is about scouting the other team offensively and how to stop them.
And you know what? Given the offensive proficiency this year for Creighton compared to what we have gotten really used to, it's going to make it all the more important if they continue to have their issues on the offensive end, or really rather as they continue to find themselves on the offensive end, that is something that they can rely on and put effort into on the other side of the floor.
And they did a better job with the turnovers, didn't have nearly as many turnovers.
Yeah.
Granted, BYU doesn't defend like Iowa State, but that was a problem all season long, was the double-digit turnovers, the high, mid to high teens in turnovers. Did not have that problem. Ryan Kalkbrenner was fantastic. And Ryan Hawkins, 25 points in back-to-back games.
Mm-hmm.
And his highlight dunk, I don't know if it made SportsCenter, but it should have. It was it was ironic because the night before we were actually talking with him about, if he gets that opportunity, is he going to go up? And he's just, I'm probably just going to lay it up. And sure enough, he got it in his mind. He was like, I'm going in, and boom. And it was pretty impressive.
Yunka Dunka is the first
I did
thing
not
that
say. I did not say Yunka.
That was the thing that I thought
not say
of
Yunka Dunka.
as I watched the highlight, over and over and over again. Jordan says Jesuits greater than Mormons. Hard to argue with it after Saturday.
Well,
many are saying
they were on Saturday. It was a good crowd, even though there was snow.
Yeah, was it still snowing?
No, the snow ended by midnight.
Yeah.
But it was just getting all the roads cleared and everything, and people were a little nervous about it. But the building was almost completely full, and it was obviously mostly Creighton fans. Next year they're going to Las Vegas.
Nick, you're being a little giggle boy over there. What's the next email that you've received?
It's just this picture.
Oh, that's inappropriate. Come on.
It's his hand.
Who's that person? Oh, it's his
Him.
hand.
Yeah, it's his hand.
It's his hand.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Oh, okay.
What is wrong with you?
Also getting a lot of positive feedback about Formula One. One person said I got them into it.
So that is one person means a lot now?
No, that's like 3 different people.
Okay.
That are
That's
pro
good.
F1, but the one person said I specifically got them into it.
I told you your Formula Friday stuff is good.
Our friends of the program are very savvy and smart. They know how to kiss up to people.
That's also true. Nick, I love everything you do. Now, how about those tickets?
I guarantee you, if this would have been Stibbs, they would have been praising the Broncos and, oh, I love the Broncos. They're such a good team.
I'll take anything for the ego. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Keep sending the emails in. Put J's in the subject line. Send them to Nick at 1620thezone.com. He's going to pick 5 at random, and you'll get a pair of tickets to tomorrow night's game. Are these the digital tickets again? I hope so.
No.
Oh, they're actual physical.
They're here.
You get to stop by 5011
Well,
Capitol
at least
Avenue.
you would have the rest of this afternoon and all of tomorrow.
You got an hour and a half today if you win today.
To stop by.
Yeah, and then we open at what? 9 a.m.
I thought we opened a date. Don't we open a date?
I don't know. Either way, the front desk will be open at some point.
The front desk will be open.
Boom, you can win.
Couple of moves in the world of transfers
in
the portal. We need to get to next. Oh, and Nebraska lost a mitt.
They did.
Which this time of year is not good. You always want to have 2 mitts.
Oh, you got to have the mitts.
The middies.
You lose a mitt, and then your other hand is frozen.
Suddenly you got frostbite.
Except for this week where it's going to be 70 degrees. It's time for a hydration break. Brought to you by Social and Elkhorn at 192nd and Pacific. Perfect stop for happy hour or the final stop of the night on Saturdays.
After shopping, perhaps, for Christmas
After
gifts. Shopping.
Yeah, because 192nd and Pacific, that's not too far from Sarpy County, where
There you go.
Nick tells you to do all your shopping.
Shopping.
At Social, the motto is drink well, stay late, be social.
NFL Monday Night Football plays here on 1620 The Zone.
Hey, everybody, it's Michael Severe for Kugler Vision. You want to enjoy your holidays? Well, how about treating yourself? Kugler Vision has affordable payment options right now. So even if you don't have a flex plan or health savings account, they're going to make it affordable for your budget. Enjoy the holidays with crisp, clear vision, the ones you deserve from Kugler Vision. Book your appointment now or take the vision quiz at KuglerVision.com. Remember, great deals right now. Going to take care of you. Get you right. KuglerVision.com.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Warby Parker. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at warbyparker.com/terms.
Warby Parker was founded with a mission to inspire and impact the world with vision, purpose, and style. Buying new glasses can be expensive, but with Warby Parker, it doesn't have to be. If you need a new pair of glasses, Warby Parker offers everything you need for happier eyes at a price that leaves you with money in your pocket. Warby Parker glasses start at just $95, including the prescription lenses. Shop at Warby Parker online, in stores, or even in your own home. Pick out 5 pairs of Warby Parker frames and they'll send them to your house for free. You can try them on for 5 days, and there's no obligation to buy. Warby Parker believes in vision for all, and that's why for every pair of glasses sold, a pair is distributed to someone in need. Get 5 frames to try on at home for free. Just text SMART to 64,000 to try on 5 pairs free. Text SMART to 64,000. That's SMART to 64,000.
Hello, this is Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. We are now open and ready to serve you at our second location at 202nd and Pacific. You may ask, why are we growing so fast? It's simple. With Equitable Bank, you get the best of both worlds. A great digital banking platform backed by our customer service. Once you bank with us, you'll never want to leave. When you're ready for a superior banking experience, give us a call at 402-827-8100. We'll answer on the first ring. Equitable Bank, we take banking personally. Member FDIC.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Brookside Medical Clinic. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? Well, we have a major medical advancement that has helped thousands of men. The WAVE technology at Brookside Medical was tested by Cambridge University and the Cleveland Clinic, and the results are in. It's proven to increase blood flow by repairing blood vessels. No pills and no side effects. If you're ready to put a stop to your ED by treating the root cause, call us now, and not only will the assessment and blood flow ultrasound be free, we'll also include something unique that produces immediate results in the bedroom. I don't think I've ever seen it fail. This is a $600 value, free to those that call in the next 2 minutes. 402-671-7777. That's 402-671-7777. Guys, put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and get your love life back. Call Brookside Medical Clinic now to qualify. 402-671-7777.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah. 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Sponsored by SAMHSA and Nebraska DHHS. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This year has been tough for many of us, but your gift offers hope to our neighbors and friends who need it most. If you can, please gift hope today when you donate or volunteer UnitedWayMidlands.org. After the year our country and community have come through, hope is something all of us cling to. If you're able to help people in our metro who are still rebounding from COVID-19, sick, or struggling to provide for their families, please consider gifting hope by making a donation today at UnitedWayMidlands.org.
We all want the very best for our kids, their dreams, their health, their future. Nothing is more important. At Children's, we believe every child and family deserves the very best outcomes and experiences, the safest, highest quality pediatric care, and the very best team, all together in an environment of excellence. That's the future of pediatric medicine. Children's Hospital and Medical Center, the very best for kids. Visit children'somaha.org to learn more.
1620 The Zone's Unsportsmanlike Conduct is brought to you by Union Bank and Trust. Now back to the program.
Well, player movement all over the map. Yesterday, we found out that Nebraska is going to join the all-name team this year. They're going to have at least one player on the all-name team. Timmy Bleakroad.
Man, the jokes, they're going to write themselves.
Timmy Bleakroad.
Oh, man.
Kicker punter. Is transferring from Furman. I
wonder if he'll do both.
He could.
Yeah, like Alex Henry did back in the day.
I would, well, if he can, great. But if it at least provides a little competition so that whoever the job does go to, they'll have a little pressure, that's fine. As we've seen, Nebraska is not afraid to carry multiple punters and use multiple punters in a game.
And kickers.
He was 15 of 18 last year. He did not miss inside of 40. He had a 51-yarder for a season long.
See, and that's what I was wondering about, in all sincerity. You wonder about distance and how comfortable Nebraska could be. Because as we saw in the Iowa game, on Black Friday, Iowa, they got to a certain point and they were just so comfortable. They were so comfortable in their play calling because they didn't have to pick up, it's 3rd and 12. They didn't have to pick up 12. They could pick up 6, make it a little easier for their kicker and get 3 points. And mentioning Alex Henry again, when you're in the midst of an era like that where the kicker is so reliable, you appreciate it. Like, wow, look at the ball. It's still going upwards, even though it was a 40-yarder. Like, that's pretty cool. He's got a strong leg. But just every single time you get past the 40-yard line, knowing probably going to get points as long as they don't turn it over. That's the difference. That's a huge difference. And so if they were able to have that, that'd be nice.
His punts this year, he averaged 41 yards a punt, had a net of 36, had 11 punts of 50 yards or more. So there you go. Nebraska, remember, it wasn't about the special teams. It was about the
specialists.
Nebraska's got themselves a specialist out of the transfer portal. But Sevion Morrison, who transferred out a couple of weeks ago, actually just before the end of the season, committing to Kansas, which is a rather interesting decision.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely. Because can you imagine what the storylines will be like? If Morrison, if they get more use out of him at KU than they did at Nebraska.
Yeah.
Considering who the coach is and and if things don't go well next year and Kansas continues an upward trajectory, would Lance Leipold be on the short list of possible candidates? I just thought it was interesting from that standpoint.
No, that's true. I guess I hadn't even thought about it from that regard, but you're right. And, if Adrian Martinez ends up at Kansas State, which nothing is official, but I read a report over the weekend from their 24/7 page, and it looks like that's probably what's going to happen. He had a second visit there, in a kind of a similar way, a close school 3 hours away. A school that's on TV a lot. Both of those every college football game is on TV now.
Right.
But both of those games, I end up stumbling upon Kansas and Kansas State games quite a bit. Part of that probably is a little nostalgia from yours truly with the old Big 8, Big 12. I imagine I'll see some of Sevion Morrison. I'll certainly, if Adrian ends up on Kansas State, I imagine that a lot of us around here will see quite a bit of Kansas State football next season.
And don't forget that Wednesday is signing day. It's the beginning of the first signing period.
Yeah. We didn't have a chance to get to it on Friday. Robbie and I didn't, but it almost seems like there might be a push towards getting rid of early signing day, which I'm for, man. I'm all for getting rid of early signing day. I don't like it. Now, maybe that's just me, once again, when you kind of just talk about things yourselves or care about things yourselves. Well, Bob Bowlesby said that he has heard some talk in coaching circles about changing the early signing date. Could get rid of it, could restore the original signing date model. In the middle of bowl season, I just don't think it makes sense anymore. I get the idea. The idea behind it, I think, is cool.
I actually like it because then we're not spending an entire day going over it. Because quite frankly, that's one of my least favorite days of the year. Back in the old days when the signing day was in February.
But let's be honest. Even if they got rid of the early one, I think you and I would still treat the February one like we do now.
Yeah, but a lot more people would be, because that one is.
Listen to a different show.
I know, but the more this goes by, the more I think Bo Pelini's idea has merit. Just open signing period. Just let people sign when they're ready to sign.
I like that idea.
We're literally allowing kids now to transfer whenever the hell they want and get eligibility. Why can't we allow people, if they've made their choice of what school they want to go to and they want to sign, sign?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
As long as they've enrolled in time to be eligible for that semester. Yeah, so be it.
Greg and Lincoln on the YouTube page says, "Wow, the local hot takes if both do really well." Talking about Sevion Morrison and Adrian Martinez. Yeah, especially Adrian.
Well, Adrian will be watched very, 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 very closely.
He will be. I dare I say he will be the closest watched former Husker still in college ever.
Yeah.
Wandale, think of Wandale this past year. Sure. Wandale transferred after, being one of the most important players on the offense. And yeah, we talked about him every now and then, and he had a really good season, but it still was at Kentucky. It was still far enough away. And he was a wide receiver. Adrian Martinez, though, one of the more beloved, one of the more divisive.
Sure.
Both of those words, players of the Scott. He is the most divisive, beloved player of the Scott Frost era. One of the most, those two words of the last 10 years. And now he's at a different school. Yeah, they will be watched a lot.
Well, I mentioned signing day because Nebraska lost a commit today. Ashton Hayes, the running back from Nevada, decided to recommit to Cal. He had it down to Nebraska and Cal, but now has changed his mind back. And he said that it comes from the offensive shakeup.
Yeah.
Because obviously Ryan Held was the lead recruiter on him. And according to Hayes' high school coach, he said the new staff coming in doesn't really know Ashton. It just appeared to be a better fit at Cal. Ashton said his family was a little concerned, and even talking with Scott Frost, Frost even said, hey, you still have a scholarship here, but if you want to look around to make sure you're 100% sure, go right ahead. So it almost sounds like it's a mutual parting, if anything else.
Sure.
You know, it's not one of those, oh, please, you got to stay. Don't take another visit. We're going to sign. You're going to be great. But another commit. He was technically the highest rated commit in the class as a 3-star.
Chuck says real quick, why is a letter of intent needed anymore? Kids can transfer at will before even playing.
Great point.
Look at Ewers. Guys are on campus well before signing day.
Great
Sometimes
point.
makes you wonder why letters of intent are needed.
I would agree. That's a great point. We'll get rid of the thing. We're not going to get rid of Sip, though, because he's coming up next.
I want to talk to him.
And that's it. The window is now closed to email Nick. Did you get enough emails? I'm sure.
I got a few.
You got a few? Good. So we'll give away some tickets. Nick will, and he'll get a hold of you and let you know how to pick them up. And Steve Sipple will join us coming up next on 1620 The Zone.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone. 1620 The Zone. Traffic.
From the Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and More Time-Saving Traffic Center. As far as wrecks go, nothing major to avoid. We're getting reports of delays on westbound 370 just before I-80. Slow going on L Street for both directions around 90th. Delays on westbound West Center Road right around 156th. And then a stall over in Council Bluffs on the South Expressway at the I-29, I-80 split, causing delays through there. I'm Mike Neville. This time-saving traffic is brought to you by Methodist Health System.
At Methodist, you can count on our team
to take care of you and your loved ones.
Because having a network of experts
to keep your family healthy
is what being in our family means.
Methodist, the meaning of care.
Hello, this is Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. We are now open and ready to serve you at our second location at 202nd and Pacific. You may ask, why are we growing so fast? It's simple. With Equitable Bank, you get the best of both worlds. A great digital banking platform backed by our customer service. Once you bank with us, you'll never want to leave. When you're ready for a superior banking experience, give us a call at 402-827-8100. We'll answer on the first ring. Equitable Bank, we take banking personally. Member FDIC.
With Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner, Kevin Harlan here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One, with a preview of action coming up from the Arizona desert between the Cardinals and the Los Angeles Rams. Kurt, it's hard to imagine a better primetime matchup than the 10-2 Cardinals with quarterback Kyler Murray back in action and the 8-4 division rival Rams.
Well, Kevin, we like to call this the Warner Bowl between two of my old teams, and you're talking about huge playoff division implications. The Cardinals, if they win this football game, they are 3 up with 4 to play on the Rams. We know the Cardinals took care of business 37-20 in their first matchup. The Rams desperately need this one after 3 losses. They got a win last week.
It's the Warner Bowl, Rams at Cardinals on Monday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's coverage of the NFL all season long, right here on 1620 The Zone.
Napa know-how.
At Napa, get great deals on a variety of Craftsman tools all month long for those DIYers in your family, like the 20-volt drill driver combo with a battery and charger for just $119. With a deal like that, we're putting unfinished projects on notice. Looking at you, loose doorknob. That's the drill driver combo, just $119. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores, NapaOnline.com. While supplies last. Offer ends 12/31/21.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, with 24/7 support and experienced staff at over 250 local branches. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For Creighton sports news, tune into Blue Jay Banter every Monday night at 6. And if 1 hour isn't enough for your Blue Jay fix, check out BlueJayBanter.com. Get up to the minute recruiting news, commentary, and chat with other Blue Jay fans. That's Blue Jay Banter, Monday night at 6 on 1620 The Zone.
Guys, 2021's been a roller coaster year, so spoil her this Christmas by giving her the next best thing to wearing nothing at all. With soft, silky, naturally nude pajamas, exclusively from Pajamagram, America's PJ experts for nearly 20 years. Sensuous and smooth, naturally nude pajamas feel just like her own bare skin. She'll love slipping these on every night because the texture and touch of naturally nude pajamas is so soft and luxurious, they'll melt away her stress. She'll love the feeling of wearing next to nothing at all, and you'll love the way they look. Check them out at Pajamagram.com. And right now, when you order today, you'll get a great deal. Free gift packaging. That means you don't have to wrap a thing. Get her naturally nude pajamas and get your free gift packaging today before this deal disappears. Just go to Pajamagram.com. It's fast, easy, and delivery by Christmas is guaranteed. That's Pajamagram.com.
The Zone's hydration station is social in Elkhorn at 192nd and Pacific, Omaha's newest and best football party, with easy-to-drink specialty cocktails, mimosa towers, and 192-ounce mules. Come experience social, 192nd and Pacific, hydrating the Zone in Omaha this football season.
Shop Woodhouse Place Hyundai and Nissan, 144th and Giles. KOZN, Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs.
Who the hell is sick?
What is going on?
Come on. He didn't give us a warning this time. I mean,
yeah, is there breaking news happening right now?
So they decided to hire a special teams coach? I'm kind of like past that now. It's like, I don't even care.
You don't even care about
it's done. I mean, I hired everybody else. It's like,
I mean, they still have to figure out the rest of the coaching staff.
Just go ahead and assign some intern and we'll be fine.
Wow, intern.
Well, I mean,
is that what Bill Bush is to you?
I mean, look at the Packers. Packers special teams were god awful last night. They still ended up winning by 15.
Dude, they were bad and they did win by a lot. Yeah,
just shows you that it's possible. That it's actually possible. Well, now we don't even get to play as open.
That's okay. Can we please play the open?
No, we're not.
Can we please play the open?
No, we're not playing.
Please?
No.
I made a new one.
What?
It was supposed to be a surprise, but then Sip ruined it.
What?
Yeah.
Wait. The Sip Open is like, it's like Hail Varsity. It's like
you can't take that away from us, Nick.
Oh,
right. Fine, then you won't hear it.
Well, now
we have to.
Well, now we have to. I mean, you've made such a big deal about it. Sip, do you want to hear? Nick has concocted a new open for you.
Oh, really? Yeah, I want to hear that.
All right. Well, here we go. Hit it.
I think we can settle into mediocre radio for a little bit here.
I called in from Lincoln. I was driving in my car, covering the Huskers, writing for the Journal Star. We talk every Monday at this time. I'm a friend of the program and they are mine. Hoiberger's bad, but Frosty's fine. My name's Sipple and I'm all right.
I stressed threesome.
Wow.
Okay,
that's not bad.
The Hoiberg bit, that was pretty good.
That was good.
You like it, Sip? Are you good?
Yeah, nice job. No, that was good. You incorporated my song.
That's why I sent you that text, Sip.
Yeah, good job.
What is that song? I don't recognize the
I don't know
song.
what that song is.
I said that's Friend of the Devil by Tom Petty.
It's
Oh,
the
wow, I didn't
Tom Petty
recognize it.
version, but that version's only live, so I incorporated some of the live stuff from that version, put it into this one.
Jed says, "Stop this now."
No, it's good. No, that's fine.
I just wanted to play it once. We can go back to the old one.
Well, I mean,
No, I like it. I like that better.
Wow.
I mean, if there is one thing, it's the original is kind of dated because it references.
He's still a snowflake.
Yeah, but it references back when Sip actually watched the NBA.
The NBA, Steph Curry. Yeah.
No, I still watch it quite a bit actually, but no, I like this. I think the other one's just outdated. I mean, it's like I started kind of rolling my eyes, like, really, you don't got anything else? Come on.
Wow. Calling us lazy?
So this was good. Now we got to run. We got to hurry here. So I got like 9 minutes. But wait, let's roll.
Wait, 9 minutes? Oh wow! You're first you're late. And then
Now you're going to
telling-
leave us early.
Jeez.
I know.
You're the exact opposite of what we want from our college football players. We want them to arrive early and leave late.
That's true. Well, Sip, we have joked with you about the whole firing Hoiberg bit, but what's going on with Nebraska ball right now is fairly serious. And you've been consistent. Your biggest problem has been that the media has given Hoiberg far more grace than Scott Frost. So let me flip the question a little bit. Do you think Hoiberg or you think Alberts will give Hoiberg as much grace as he gave Scott Frost?
Too early to say. I mean, like I think I said last week on your show, you got to give it a few more games, I think, before you get into a real serious conversation. I mean, I want to look what Sunday looks like. Kansas State. That's a game they should win, and I think they, if they don't, if they get rattled hard at home, then that's trouble. I mean, there's already trouble. I mean, there's trouble right now, but as I said last week, you can't bury a team this early. They can pull out of it. We'll see what happens. I think there's some things working against it that Fred's going to have to really, really figure out.
Yeah, Sip, it's like a weird conversation, right? Because I know what the general expectations have been in with football, throughout my life, and I even know how they have changed. And so I know like the bench post, whatever it is, like that kind of leads the conversation into a certain direction. I have no idea what those are with basketball, which kind of goes back to, I guess, what you said a few months ago on the podcast with Sam. And so they've gotten off to such a horrible start. And yet I guess I don't ultimately know what that means from a short-term or even a long-term perspective.
Well, you kind of know. I mean, it's year 3. There's really no excuses, especially with the way we've come to understand that Fred's going to operate, which he's going to change over the roster every year. This roster, you understand, this roster is going to change over again. It's an odd thing, but it's like people don't understand that. Like, I mean, you don't have to study it very hard to understand this roster is going to go once again, is going to be overhauled. I mean, just rattle off the players that are in their last year. And some of it's sort of misleading because a few of them are juniors, but they're not going to be back. I mean, there's guys that, like Trey McGowan, he's not going to be back for another year. Rat Man's not going to be back. Derek Walker's not going to be back. Keep going, Virgil.
No, and I know what it means from that perspective of like, yeah, he's not going to be the one to get anything done here. I guess I meant it more from what does the timeline then mean for Trev?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's really hard to say. I mean, nobody expected this.
No.
So I guess that creates some confusion, right? As skeptical as I have been, and I was really skeptical going into the season, I didn't think it was going to be like this. Sports are weird though. I mean, it makes you wonder if they would have closed that game out against NC State and gotten a call. They were the victim of a bad call when Verge got hammered, and he would have went to the line and won the game. And if they win, you wonder if this might have looked just a little different. But I don't know. Can't do that really. Can't play that game. So I'm gonna watch Kansas State, and there's Kennesaw State. I don't know what that matters. And the first few games of the Big Ten, I want to see the first few games of the Big Ten and see where they're at.
But going back to the point about how the roster keeps changing over, and it's going to change over again next year, the guy who has been in charge of getting the players is on leave of absence, Matt Abdelmassih. So how does that affect the whole long-term planning? Because we don't know how long it's going to be before he's able to return.
Yeah, that's definitely a factor in this. I don't know what to think about that, because Fred put total control of the recruiting into Abdelmassih's hands.
Yeah.
And that's one of the kind of the, I don't know. I know it made a lot of people kind of uncomfortable, but he did. I mean, that's the way Fred went about it. That he's your recruiter, and he's the person who constructs the roster. Of course, Fred signs off on it, but that's where they're at. I don't know. It was telling to me on Saturday. What was telling to me on Saturday was Auburn's really good. First of all, they're good. That team looks like a team that should be higher ranked than number 18. But it kind of tells you Nebraska, they're not. I mean, that organization, the Auburn organization, just everything from the depth of talent to the way the bench was, the way they coached that game without Bruce Pearl and didn't miss a beat. That looked like an organization that was miles ahead of Nebraska. I don't know. You got to ask yourself, this Fred's third year, should it really be that way?
Sip, I did want to ask you about Whipple, since this is the first time we've had you on since that hiring was made official. What do you like in your short research into what he's done as an offensive coordinator and even as a head coach? What do you like most about him, and what concerns you most with his offense?
Yeah, it's very surface level for me at this point. What I like is he's what Frost needs, and I think that's a veteran hand. A 64-year-old who's been a head coach for several years with varying degrees of success, everything from guiding a team to the FCS, I guess, equivalent national championship game, to experiencing rough waters as a head coach. And then really experiencing rough waters as an offensive coordinator at Pitt before he really got it going at a high level. So he's not going to get rattled by anything. You know what else I like about guys like that? They don't get rattled by success either. I mean, if Nebraska does get on a run, it's not going to, he's not going to get overconfident or let that affect him. Sometimes that can affect younger coaches. So I think steadiness, proven record, someone who can help him get a quarterback perhaps. So all that, it makes a lot of sense. In fact, it exceeds what I thought. The whole kind of picture kind of exceeded what I don't know exactly what I thought, but what I saw unfold exceeds each of the hires. So we'll see now. He's got another position to go. We'll see what that looks like.
So what concerns you the most, though, with Whipple?
What concerns me the most? It's not anything that's directly related to him. The thing I'm really watching is how well he is able to mold his system into the available talent, and that discussion is in flux. So I don't know if that's really a concern about Whipple. And here's the thing: I don't have any. I'm not saying that Whipple is a man with all the answers. He's just a coach coming into a challenging situation. I don't expect him to be a magician here. We'll just have to see. I don't know. To me, I don't try to, the other thing I try to avoid is making final judgments on him before he gets here. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look like. I didn't even talk to him yet. So first of all, I want to sit down with him on Wednesday, which is going to happen. And then give him a chance to kind of address some of these things. Same with Donovan Raiola, and same with Mickey. I don't know. Either way, I don't want to say that they're the answer or not the answer too much. But there's a lot to like. There's a lot to like right away.
You've been adamant, Sip, that Nebraska will hire a special teams coordinator. But how do they position then the running backs coach? Is it going to be a deal where the running backs coach is going to be shared, do you think? Or is it possible they can find a special teams coordinator who also does coach running backs? How do you see that whole thing, that chess game playing out?
Well, there's about there's literally 6 or 7 different ways it could go. And I don't have the foggiest right now. I'm not going to pretend like I do. I know what I think should happen. And I think I believe they should find a way to get Bill Bush on the staff full time because of his recruiting ability and the chemistry he has with Mickey Joseph in that regard. That's what I hope they can do it, but it's challenging because okay, I'll just say what I think, and I don't know what would stop this from happening. I get cross-eyed looks when people say it. I think Frost should just take the running backs, and he could do it. he's the head coach. Some people say, well, he's never coached running backs. I say, well, he's a head coach. He's got to have to find a way to make it work. And you can do that. And there's various opinions that are to be had on coaching running backs. I've had guys, head coaches tell me, yeah, I used to coach the running backs. But I'm like, really? You coached them? He goes, well, it's not that hard to coach running backs. But you're at a place where Frank Solich was just like set the standard for running backs coaches for a long time. So it's a tricky conversation. Scott can't come out and say, hey, I can do it because it's not that hard. He wouldn't be able to do that. But if he came out and said, I'm going to do it, and I'm just going to have to make this work, and I think I can, he could sell it, I think. That's what I think he should do, the running backs coach.
Well, then it's so much for the CEO role then.
No, you can still do it. Yeah, you can still do it.
I'm almost less a fan of that idea than the idea that Mike Schaefer threw out last week, and that is possible that maybe they don't have a running backs coach and the running backs coach is an analyst.
Brown again.
Well, you could do that too. It's almost the same conversation because he could handle the room. The analyst could handle the meeting room. Ross could do it at practice, and I think you could do it that way because those running backs are going to be highly motivated if their head coach is out there guiding them through individual drills. I'm sort of talking out my what right now because there's just, like I say, there's 6 or 7 ways you're going to be able to do this, and I don't know what they're going to do.
Steve Sipple, Lincoln Journal-Star. Sip, thanks for the time. We know you got to run, but
yeah, I know I'm in a rush. I apologize. Just a busy period right now.
It's okay.
It's all right. We understand.
Hey, Nick, good job, and I appreciate it. I really do.
Wow.
Thank you, Sip.
All right, God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Sip. Steve Sipple, the Lincoln Journal-Star.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of response to Nick's Open. Joe in Phoenix, now that you did Sip's Open, change the opening of the Grum. It's beyond time. Hell no.
I'm not going to change art.
We're not touching that. Jordan says, I won't stand for this. And then he tags Stibbs, RIP, erasure. Jeff says, Nick nailed it. Nice work. Zach says, bring back the old Sipple Open. So there mixed reviews, I would say.
Which means I created something great.
Mixed reviews.
All the best things have mixed reviews. Like the Formula One race from yesterday.
Jeff says, Nick nailed it. Nice work. I don't know if I read that.
That's the thing. It's
Jacob Padilla enjoyed the lyrics, but my ears are bleeding from the singing.
I'll take half of that compliment. Thank you, Jacob.
Yeah, the lyrics were funny. The singing is...
You know how hard it was to make those lyrics? I matched the syllable structure.
You did a very good job.
Oh,
I know.
Sip.
Yeah. Writing it can be tough, man.
That's a tough thing to do.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing to do.
I've written a lot of the karaoke songs we've done. It's difficult, for sure.
This was always going to be the most...
Back to the running backs coach?
This just special teams, but this was always going to be the most talked about thing, even though obviously when you're turning your offense over to somebody else, that's a very important thing. But just because of how awful Nebraska's special teams were, the hyper focus that was going to be placed on what it was that Scott Frost planned to do with that position. What we didn't necessarily anticipate was how it was going to affect the rest of the layout of the staff. Because if you go back to pre-firings,
okay,
some of the conversation was, well, it's pretty simple. You don't need a quarterbacks coach. That can be your offensive coordinator. You take you take the position that was used up by the quarterbacks coach, and that's your special teams coordinator. Well, that didn't happen because what you did instead was you did combine the quarterback. You did combine the quarterback into the special teams, but then you went out and hired a wide receivers coach and an associate head coach. So you still have that spot that needs to be accounted for.
Well, yeah, in theory, I mean, Whipple will coach the quarterbacks.
Right.
So you did that.
Right. But
Lubick, I guess.
But remember, Lubick was coaching the wide receivers. So all you did was you flip-flopped.
Yeah.
You made wide receivers its own position group. Well, it was its own position group, but you didn't do a You didn't do a
OC with
you
wide
didn't do an
receivers,
OC combo.
which is what it's been the last two guys. The last two guys, Lubick
Right.
and Walters, were both wide receivers coaches and the offensive coordinator. And now the offensive coordinator is going to coach the quarterbacks,
right.
and the wide receivers coach is going to, do his own thing. Look, we've talked about it before. There were two kind of beyond that. There were two kind of obvious things that you could do, and that was combining one of two positions, and that was either instead of two linebackers coaches, you got one, and aptly enough, one of those linebackers coach actually is a special teams coordinator, and then you have the wide receivers and tight ends coach. Well, Becton is still the tight ends coach, and as of now, they still have two linebackers coaches. So if that's what is going to happen, we'll see. I'll just say this. The fact that they haven't announced anything official makes me think that there could still be a shoe to drop with the coaching staff in terms of the current guys that are on the coaching staff. Because if not, I think they would have announced somebody by now. And I think they probably would have announced Bill Bush by now, just given the run that his name has gotten as of late. What's the holdup otherwise?
I don't know.
Because you got two opens right now. Well, in theory, you have two opens. Well, here's the thing, though, John. They technically do not have a special teams coordinator job open right now. They have a special teams coordinator. His name is Mike Dawson. He also coaches linebackers. So the fact that they haven't named anything there, or they haven't mentioned anything with the running backs room, which, it seems like Ron Brown is going to be involved, whether it's in the actual title or with the analyst title. Why haven't they made that announcement yet?
I am not for turning your running backs position into an analyst position. I'm just not.
No.
I'm not for that.
I just don't.
It doesn't. That doesn't make any sense.
I can't remember if it was with you last week or when Robbie was in for you on Friday, but like running backs coaches, I think are so vital to a program because often, and maybe this is just kind of a bias that I have personally of seeing different ones at Nebraska over the years, but those can be some kick-ass important recruiters that you have. For all of Ryan Held's struggles, and the room has never been as good as it needed to be. It seemed like he was good on the trail. It seemed like he was a very personable human being, did a really good job bringing some of those backs in. I like the idea of that at that position, all the time, where you can have somebody who can just be an awesome person when they go out on the recruiting trail. I'm with you. I don't really know. That was the first time I'd ever heard the idea of Frost coaching it. I got nothing for you. I have no idea. I think he can still do that and be a CEO, but it's just weird.
Jed says, if Frost truly wants to be a CEO like he should be, then he would be the special teams guy and we can all move on, but he doesn't care enough about special teams for it to happen.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people say it. Why can't he just coach it? Yeah, I guess he could, but he's just never shown the effort. The program hasn't shown the effort of caring about special teams. So why would I want him to do it?
But again, that kind of, yes, I get the logic in that because it's got to start with him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if they have a coordinator, they don't have a coordinator, if it's one guy or seven guys or whatever. The work, the attitude, the effort towards special teams, whatever that is, has to start with the guy at the top.
Yes, it's a mindset thing.
Period. End of story.
Mindset, and it's about organization of practice time.
Yes.
How are you allocating time? And we didn't have time.
And he has final say over all of that.
And we haven't had time to talk. I didn't get it with Sip, and I mentioned this last week, but he talked about with Parker and Baz the 2015 Foster Farms Bowl and how he would watch Bruce Reed, and Bruce Reed, they'd have 15 minutes, and then Bruce Reed would hightail it out of there. He'd go do other things. And that having a special teams coordinator, if that's what you're going to do, is a bad idea too. It's about allocation of practice time. It's about putting in the work and making sure that the players know that you care about it. Because if they think you care about it, then they should care about it.
Mm-hmm.
And if they think I can earn a starting job, then that's important. And that's the other thing too. If you have some of your high-end scholarship players that are involved in special teams, like the best programs in the country do,
mm-hmm.
then I think everybody, it's subconscious, and it can become a mindset more than anything else.
No, it certainly can. Still to come, we're going to have a special guest in studio. That's right, friends. Damion Daniels scheduled to join us here live in our Host Coffee studios. We'll talk to the now former Nebraska defensive tackle about his plans for the NFL and this past season. So he'll be joining us, and if you're watching along with us on our Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube, you'll be able to see him because he'll be right here. In fact, we're going to get all the cameras set up and make everything look nice.
You won't have to look at Nick anymore.
You won't have to look at Nick anymore. I liked the song, by the way.
Did you, John?
I did.
The lyrics were funny.
I like the song.
Wow.
I love the original Open too, but I like the song. It was good.
I'm glad you half liked it, Josh.
I just said I like the lyrics, Nick.
Yeah, that's all you said about it.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't half the fun the bad singing?
Yeah, it's ironic.
Now that we don't have R.I.P., the greatest producer-singer of all time.
I know, yeah, it's changed.
I mean,
some of us didn't go to fancy music school. Some of us went to actual radio school.
I went to radio school. I didn't go to fancy music school.
I did too.
Yep.
Back after this on 1620 The Zone.
It's an NFL doubleheader on Sports USA. And first, we're in Philly as Heineke, McLaurin, and McKissick of the Washington football team face off against the young talent of the Philadelphia Eagles, led by the explosive Devontae Smith. Then, it's off to Hollywood as Russell, DK, and Luckett soar into Los Angeles and try to top Donald, Ramsey, and the rest of the elite defense of the Rams. It's Washington and Philly, then the Seahawks at the Rams. This Sunday on Sports USA.
Omaha's home for the NFL. 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Mostly clear and mild this evening with the temperatures around 50. Clear to partly cloudy later tonight, lower 30s for low. Partly to mostly cloudy Tuesday, near record high of 59, and then super windy Wednesday. I am Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV News Watch 7.
1620 The Zone's Unsportsmanlike Conduct, brought to you by a great friend of the program, Union Bank and Trust.
1620 The Zone. Traffic.
From the Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and More Time-Saving Traffic Center. Heads up, the left lane is still closed on eastbound Maple at 90th. An earlier crash with injuries on 114th at Pacific is still slowing things down through there. Same goes with the crash that has the right lane blocked on westbound I-80 at 126th. That's causing delays back to at least L Street. And then we're also seeing reports of delays on L Street for both directions between 90th and I-80. I'm Mike Neville. This time-saving traffic is brought to you by Nebraska Loves Public Schools.
We capture the strength and humanity of schools across our state. We make films. We make shirts. We share the stories of schools today. It's the heart of our work. Discover more at iloveps.org.
Cox helps you celebrate the holidays with Panoramic Wi-Fi's reliable coverage that keeps everyone connected to their favorite things all season long. Learn more at cox.com.
Do you know the common signs of transmission trouble?
Your engine revs before falling into gear, shifting is rough, or you're leaking reddish-brown fluid.
Knowing the signs could mean repair instead of replace.
That's where we come in. We're Certified Transmission.
The job done right at the right price.
Guys, let's face it, there is a time when you just need to get out of the house, to have your own place, to be with the guys, or just a quiet, relaxing place for yourself. Well, Hearth Cigars and Pipes Lounge hears you loud and clear. Settle in. Escape to Hearth Cigars and Pipes Lounge for an incredible selection, plus premium cocktails, a knowledgeable, friendly staff, state-of-the-art humidor, and incredible lounge. Hearth Cigars and Pipes Lounge, just off I-680 at 48th Street, next to Covey's.
There's no time like this, much time. No family like mine.
Here's to spending the holidays with people you love.
Merry Christmas from all of us at Dingman's Collision Center.
Creighton Sports Update.
Your Creighton men's basketball team will host Arizona State tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at the CHI Health Center. Women's basketball is back home against South Dakota in DJ Sokol Arena on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Support your Blue Jays and get your tickets today by going to Ticketmaster.com, gocreighton.com/tickets, or stopping by the Creighton Ticket Office, located at Ryan Athletic Center.
1620 The Zone proudly supports Creighton Athletics.
Email Severe and Benning on the Equitable Bank inbox with your love, your hate, or what you think about your hot takes. The Zone inbox is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. We want to hear from you in the Equitable Bank Zone inbox.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Brookside Medical Clinic. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? Well, we have a major medical advancement that has helped thousands of men. The WAVE technology at Brookside Medical was tested by Cambridge University and the Cleveland Clinic, and the results are in. It's proven to increase blood flow by repairing blood vessels. No pills and no side effects. If you're ready to put a stop to your ED by treating the root cause, call us now, and not only will the assessment and blood flow ultrasound be free, we'll also include something unique that produces immediate results in the bedroom. I don't think I've ever seen it fail. This is a $600 value, free to those that call in the next 2 minutes. 402-671-7777. That's 402-671-7777. Guys, put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and get your love life back. Call Brookside Medical Clinic now to qualify. 402-671-7777.
Enterprise Car Sales in Omaha makes buying a vehicle easy. Enterprise Car Sales has a large selection of vehicles with thousands to choose from in their nationwide inventory. Every vehicle is clearly marked with no haggle pricing. Their team is available online and at their dealership, ready to help you find the right vehicle. Come experience the Enterprise Car Sales difference. Click enterprisecarsales.com to schedule your test drive and start your vehicle purchase, or visit the Enterprise Car Sales location off 180th and West Dodge Road.
The hotline is powered by Lanahaw Nurseries, rooted in quality, unmatched value.
Make the right call, fans. The Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard.
Rooferees. You're listening to Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
His ability to suck in these balls.
The 1620, The Zone.
It was another whiz-bang fantastic weekend for one Urban Meyer.
Ha!
It started with the reports that came out over the weekend from several different sites, but including
NFL.com.
NFL.com.
That was the first one that I saw.
That Pelissero, I think?
Tom Pelissero.
Which said that during a staff meeting, Urban basically said, I'm a winner, you all are losers.
To his coaches.
According to several people informed of the contents of the meeting. He challenged each coach individually to explain when they've ever won and forced them to defend their resume.
Can you imagine? I'm like, my resume is that you hired me, you moron.
Exactly. I mean, that's the one thing. Urban Meyer was the guy who vetted all of these dudes.
Supposedly.
He hired all of them. He signed off on all of them. They would not be on the coaching staff if it weren't for Urban Meyer.
Another thing, receiver Marvin Jones, one of the locker room's most respected and mild-mannered veterans, became so angry with Meyer's public and private criticism of the receiver group that he left the facility until other staff members convinced him to come back and had a heated argument with Meyer during practice. And, we didn't talk about it last week, but the situation with James Robinson and how he didn't get a whole lot of carries. He had fewer carries last week in the loss to the Rams than Carlos Hyde did. And Carlos Hyde played for Urban Meyer at Ohio State. And so people were like, hey, why didn't he play? According to Pelissero, Meyer ordered Robinson's benching after an opening drive fumble in last week's loss to the Rams, which was contrary to his public statements that it was injury related. Only after Trevor Lawrence questioned Meyer on the sideline about Robinson's absence was Robinson allowed to return late in the second quarter. And Trevor then spoke last week and said, bottom line is James is one of our best players, and he's got to be on the field, and we addressed it. And I feel like we're in a good spot, and the whole team, we are good. Doesn't sound very good.
Well, after the game, in the press conference, Urban Meyer was asked about the leaks and about these stories that were coming out. And here's where Urban went.
What's the answer? Start leaking information or some nonsense? No, that's nonsense. That's garbage. That's that's, once again, I've been very blessed. I've not really dealt with that. I've not dealt with, well, did you hear what he said? What? No, let's improve on offense and get our quarterback in a position to be successful. That's our focus. What someone's brother said or someone said, that will occupy very little of my time. And if there is a source, that source is unemployed. Within seconds.
You go back to the beginning of that answer, and it really shows the difference between college and pro ball. That he wasn't used to players, having voice, having an agency. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean agency in terms of a literal agent, having agency. College players don't have that, or at least they didn't throughout the majority of his career. And, you read some other stuff lately and it's like, didn't seem like Urban Meyer wanted to be in college football anymore as name, image, likeness, becomes a thing. And so it's funny that he didn't want to deal with that at that level. Meanwhile, pro football is name, image, likeness. Guys are paid, they're adults, they're grown men. And one of the through lines of all of the coverage of Urban Meyer going back to like August, no, even before that, probably when they hired Doyle, but certainly in the offseason when it was like, man, I don't know if this is going to work. It talked a lot about that. The professionalism and treating and dealing with adults and not knowing how to do so, not knowing how to do so.
It is one of the hardest things to do in making the transition from a lower level to a higher level. Is the higher the level you go, the more empowered the athletes are to speak their mind, to push back, especially those who are high on the food chain.
Mm-hmm.
And whereas in college, you can cut guys, you can bring somebody else in. In the NFL, there are boundaries. You cut somebody, guess what? You're still on the hook, possibly for salary, depending on whose contract it is you let go. You only get so many. You can't just dip onto the third team. You got a 53-man roster plus a dozen or so on the practice roster. It's a whole different world that you're dealing with, and that was going to be something difficult for Urban. In addition to the fact that Urban Meyer has never lost anywhere he went. And we've talked about this with Frost. I think part of the reason why this has been so difficult for Frost to dig out of this hole, part of it is he's not used to it.
Yeah.
He's always been used to being ahead. And I don't want to make it sound like, he was kissed with a silver spoon or born on third base. But when you're used to doing nothing but winning, and then you come into an organization which is, at a pretty low level, and you've got a lot of building to do, and there's only so much you can do, it's going to be a process.
Well, heck, Trevor Lawrence, whatever happens after this year moving forward, he's going to have to kind of come to grips with that too. He's a guy, there's all the stats. He hadn't lost this many games in a year ever, and he's lost more games this year than he lost going back to high school combined. Michael Lombardi, he used to be an NFL GM, done media stuff over the years. He tweeted this morning, told by someone in the building that the Pelissero report is the tip of the iceberg. It's much worse than you can imagine. Most of the anger is directed towards the offense as Meyer leaves the defense alone. How can Khan keep him? Once you know it won't work, more time won't help.
And then later in the press conference,
this one is even more uncomfortable than the first bit of audio we played.
If you had a chance to see it, the handshake with Mike Vrabel, who used to coach with Urban Meyer.
Didn't he get his start as a coach on the Urban Meyer staff?
Yes.
He had never been a coach
right
before.
when he left the Patriots.
That's right. He came there and he was a linebacker.
He was a linebackers coach. I can't remember for how many years, but he was there.
He was there in 2011. Okay, so he was on the Lone Fickle staff year, and then he was there for 2 years, 2013 and 14, and then he ended up going on to the pros.
And it was just icy cold, like not even looking him in the eye, just a good game. Like
total dead fish from Meyer.
And Meyer just kept walking away. Yeah. Well, then later in the press conference, he was asked about this.
You've been telling us all year that you have faith in that offensive line. They're getting their ass kicked. Like what's going on there? They're getting paid a lot of money to be better than what they've been.
Yeah. That was it. That was the answer.
So if you missed it, the reporter basically asked him about the offensive line, and all year you've been telling us this, yada, yada, yada. Mentions they're getting their ass kicked, which I don't think I've ever heard that frame of question in Lincoln before.
No.
And then he stops, and it's Urban's about to answer, and he keeps going. I believe that was Mark Long, who is the AP writer. So this is not like some fan who runs like a fan site or something like that.
And all he could muster was,
Yeah.
That's it. Just,
What a disaster.
Yet the indications are that Shad Khan is probably going to keep him. Now, things can change. There's still, 4 weeks left in the season.
And Urban can always retire.
Well, And there were some who were, and I have no idea if this is this, that, or the other thing, but knowing Herb, it wouldn't shock me that Urban was the one that leaked the stuff because he wants to get fired. He just wants to get paid and get the hell out of there because he's miserable.
Yeah, and that's why I hope at the very least he either stays there and has to keep going or he just resigns / retires straight up. Don't give him the parachute. He doesn't deserve that. Not after what he's done there.
Still to come, Damion Daniels will join us here in studio and live on 1620 The Zone TV. So if you're not already watching along on YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, do so right now. The links are out there for the happy hour. The Zone deal this week is for 72 Table and Tap, located at 54th and 5413 South 72nd Street, right next to Ralston Arena. You can get two $25 vouchers for only $25. Creative food, craft beer, and bourbon. Stop by today. Try one of their 20 beers on tap or one of over 150 whiskeys.
Dang.
Zone deal this week, 72 Table and Tap. Be watching this Friday, 9 a.m., 1620thezone.com.
NFL Thursday Night Football plays here on 1620 The Zone.
Now, you don't get to play as much as the offense and defense, but it must be cool to be called special teams. It just sounds good. What team are you on? The special team. That's tight, right? Oh, if you're a fan of special teams, you can just bet on those. My sportsbook app has prop bets, so have at it, people. It's a special app, people.
Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
If you think you're having transmission problems, you need a specialist, someone who can and will tell you exactly what's wrong. At Omaha Transmission, that's what we do. Some places just want to sell you a new transmission, but at Omaha Transmission, we make repairs that other shops can't or won't. Giving you options is what's kept us in business since 2005. We've even had people hear our ads, bring in their car, and experience the exact same scenario they heard. There is a place that will diagnose and fix your transmission. That place is Omaha Transmission.
Omaha Transmission, shifting to running smooth.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
I'm Bo Starkle, founder of Wine, Beer, and Spirits. Located in Omaha, Lincoln, and Grand Island, our stores are up to 50,000 square feet. We have the biggest selection, great prices, a bar, and awesome staff. We are locally owned. If the pandemic taught us anything, it's the importance of supporting local. Keep supporting Wine, Beer, and Spirits. Keep supporting Nebraska.
Wine, Beer, and Spirits. In Lincoln at 27th and Kensington and Lincoln Crossing. In Grand Island on Allen Drive in the Eagle Run Shopping Center. Across from Oakview Mall in Omaha. And at winebeerandspirits.com.
Thanks for calling Toyota. This is Jan.
Hey, Jan. Toyotathon. Is it on?
It is. Now's the time to find year-end deals on Camry, RAV4, the all-new Tundra, and more.
Great. It's officially the holidays. Fire up the chestnuts, kids.
I'm not sure I follow.
People are drinking pumpkin spice coffee during summer. Radio stations blast holiday playlists in October. Time truly has lost all meaning.
So you base your family's holiday schedule around Toyotathon?
Bingo. Toyotathon comes around like clockwork. How else will we know it's time to celebrate?
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Now, if I can only figure out when to take down the lights.
Dealer inventory varies. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 3rd. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places.
Listen to Woodhouse Auto Family Blue Jay Overtime, the Creighton men's basketball postgame show on 1620 The Zone, and live from the downtown Addie Sports Bar and Grill on 10th Street right after every home game, exclusively on your home for Creighton Blue Jays, 1620 The Zone.
Cobb's Pizza gift cards make a great holiday gift. Stop by Cobb's Pizza at 72nd and Jones or the Shadow Lake Town Center to grab a bite, have a beverage, watch the game, and pick up a gift card or two, or three. Cops Pizza makes delicious pizza, fresh salads, and tasty charred wings with a variety of homemade sauces. They even offer keto crusts. Cops Pizza, 72nd and Jones, Shadow Lake Town Center, or click copspizza.com to see their extensive Shadow Lake menu. Pizza and so much more.
Just refuse to grow up, regress, turn back the clock, be 17 again. No responsibilities, bouncing checks left and right. Chuck all your worries and stay locked in 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. with the sometimes highly immature boys of 1620 The Zone. 1620 The Zone's unsportsmanlike conduct is brought to you by Union Bank and Trust. Now back to the program.
Coming up in just a few minutes, Damion Daniels in studio with us. He just arrived. So we'll look forward to that. Yes, we'll get him up on the stream. Have to finagle with the camera a little bit. So this you don't have to look at Nick. That's a good thing.
Dang.
But
roasting Nick left and right these days.
D Boogie will be joining us soon. That's the nickname he has now. The old one's gone.
I'm going to ask him about it.
Why?
Because I want to say, did we in the media ruin what was a nickname that perhaps you enjoyed? Or did you hate it from the beginning?
I don't know if he liked it from the beginning.
Hard-hitting questions.
Yeah, very hard-hitting questions.
Steve says, well, I never thought the Urban Meyer / NFL experiment was going to end well. And granted, it's not over yet. I never expected it to go this bad, this fast. Yeah, I don't think I ever had like good vibes with this hiring. You know, I'm sure that there's probably some segment over the last year where I was like, yeah, maybe it could work.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever really had a good feel or good view of what they were going to do. I did not expect this though. I did not expect this. It's one thing to be a bad college coach, or a bad pro coach after being a great coach in college. We've seen that. We've seen it a bunch. This John, it's even veered past Bobby Petrino territory and how his end happened in Atlanta. But his end happened because he lied to the owner and was like, I'm not going anywhere. And then he left. But even that, it was not what this is. And maybe it's because Urban Meyer he is probably our second most famous college football head coach of the last 20 years. I mean, it's him and Saban.
Mm-hmm.
So Bobby Petrino wasn't that. Even Jim Harbaugh, when he went from Stanford to the NFL, he wasn't that. And so that's what makes Urban's failure so different. He's a 3-time national champion head coach, won at every other stop he's ever been at, 4 college coaching jobs, 4 head coaching jobs.
Right.
And so for him to come there, and it's just been mired in controversy, whether it's Doyle, whether it's the OTAs where they're having contact, and certainly everything that's happened then on the field with them this year. And I mean, look, we haven't mentioned it today, but the situation, with the club back in October, that is when this situation went from, wow, maybe he just doesn't get coaching in the NFL to, oh my gosh, this guy really just doesn't understand what's going on right now.
Well, speaking of the NFL, it was an interesting day to say the least yesterday. It looked like we're going to have nothing but a bunch of blowouts, and then it got real interesting down the stretch with Frisco and Cincinnati. Both games ending, and then Buffalo and Tampa, both ending on walk-off touchdowns. I still thought Buffalo got hosed.
Multiple times they got hosed.
By non-calls, bad calls, whatever the case may be. Credit to Frisco. They made the drive when they needed to.
Yeah.
I thought, man, I thought they took the ball out of Joe Burrow's hands there on that first drive overtime. They got the big play. They got inside the 20-yard line, and then they ran it twice in a row with Mixon instead of leaving the ball in Joe Burrow's hands and trying to make something happen. Because as we have seen, if you play for a field goal, not that they were intending to, but if you end up playing for a field goal on the first possession overtime, it usually doesn't end up well.
Yeah, and I don't really understand it. I think aggression is the name of the game at that point in time because you have to be. It's interesting how, like you said, horrible day of football. I think there was one score game in the early window, and that's only because Washington got a couple of late scores versus Dallas.
Yes.
And so then it looked like we were on our way towards the same exact thing happening in those final 4 games. And you have 2 games, one a 17-point lead results in a comeback in overtime, the other a 14-point lead. And so both teams come back, they force overtime, but they're unable to get the victory.
And then last night's Sunday night game was just ridiculous, stupid.
Yeah.
The Packers couldn't. The Bears scored in every conceivable way possible. Punt return for a touchdown. I didn't even know those were illegal anymore in the NFL. Got a couple of trick plays back and forth. And yet at the end of the day, Packers doing what the Packers do, and Aaron Rodgers continues to own the Chicago Bears and put a little bit of pressure on Arizona. But that won't last very long. Arizona's going to win tonight. Don't worry. The Rams have lost everybody to COVID, apparently. The latest is Jalen Ramsey. And
so you're feeling good.
Oh, I'm feeling great. I'm just feeling great. I mean, I was already nervous about this game, and then I found out our best defensive back's not playing today. Yeah. And our starting tight end and one of our starting linemen. And yeah, it sucks.
And you can't even hold on to they're perfect against Cliff Kingsbury because they're not perfect against him anymore.
Yeah, I don't even want to hear about
after what happened earlier.
I don't even want to hear about
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm done.
I'm sorry.
I'm done with that.
All right,
I'm all done with that.
Let's move on then.
We are going to move on because in studio joining us next, the defensive lineman of the year at Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
And he's shaking his head. He said, yeah, I am. I am. That's me. Damion Daniels joins us in studio. Yes, he is in studio. We don't get many in studio guests anymore. This is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk to him about his season, about what he plans next, getting healed up so he can be ready for the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
All coming up next right here live from our Host Coffee studios and streaming live, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. Join us so you can look at somebody better than Nick, which is not hard to do, even with your nice haircut. Back with more. Damion Daniels joins us next on Unsportsmanlike Conduct and 1620 The Zone.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone. 1620 The Zone. Traffic.
From the Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and More Time-Saving Traffic Center, we got some spots to avoid this afternoon. A crash with injuries is slowing things down on Center Street at 52nd. An earlier crash with injuries at 114th and Pacific is also causing delays. A wreck still has the right lane blocked on westbound I-80 at 126th, with delays back to at least the L Street exit. And then expect some delays on L Street for both directions between I-80 and 90th. I'm Mike Neville.
This time-saving traffic is brought to you by Langfeld Overhead Doors.
LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener, and Langfeld Overhead Doors is who folks turn to for their garage door openers. LiftMaster has patented MyQ technology that's so smart, it alerts you when you forgot to close your garage door. Click LangfeldDoorsNE.com.
Hello, this is Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. We are now open and ready to serve you at our second location at 202nd and Pacific. You may ask, why are we growing so fast? It's simple. With Equitable Bank, you get the best of both worlds. A great digital banking platform backed by our customer service. Once you bank with us, you'll never want to leave. When you're ready for a superior banking experience, give us a call at 402-827-8100. We'll answer on the first ring. Equitable Bank, we take banking personally. Member FDIC.
Don't miss this week's Zone Deal.
This week's half-off deal is 2 $25 vouchers for just $25 to 72 Table and Tap. Try one of the 20 beers on tap or any of the 150 whiskeys. They also serve salads, tasty bar food, flatbreads, pizzas, sandwiches, and desserts. 72 Table and Tap. Eat, drink, gather, and repeat.
Zone deals go fast. 9 a.m. Friday, 1620thezone.com.
There's no time like Christmas. Haven't seen you for such a long time. There's no time like Christmas time. No family like mine.
Here's to spending the holidays with people you love.
Merry Christmas from all of us at Dingman's Collision Center.
Do you know the signs of an opioid overdose? Talk to your physician and pharmacist about naloxone, a drug used to safely reverse an opioid overdose. I'm Dr. Rob Rhodes, a Nebraska family practice physician. Be Opie Ready and download a free overdose support tool, the Opie Rescue app. Search Opie Ready for more information.
Paid for by the CDC. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services and aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
The holidays come but once every year, and there's one promotion that you'll want to hear. Nebraska Lottery's Sleigh Full of Joy. To the nearest lottery retailer you want to deploy. Enter non-winning holiday scratch tickets, they say. Win thousands of dollars, enough to fill a large sleigh. 1,000, 3,000, 5,000 bucks you could win. Enough to even make the grinchiest Grinch grin.
Promotion ends January 5th. Top prize odds vary by game.
Dear Uncle Ray, I'm writing you this email to invite you to my holiday party on the 17th. Can you bring Nebraska lottery scratch and lotto tickets like you did last year? People just love them, and they perked up the whole party right away. P.S. You don't need to bring your rubber chicken this year. The tickets are fun enough.
Spread some instant joy. Give Nebraska Lottery scratch and lotto tickets this holiday. They're fast, easy, and fun. Top prize odds vary by game.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Cobb's Pizza gift cards make a great holiday gift. Stop by Cobb's Pizza at 72nd and Jones or the Shadow Lake Town Center to grab a bite, have a beverage, watch the game, and pick up a gift card or 2 or 3. Cobb's Pizza makes delicious pizza, fresh salads, and tasty charred wings with a variety of homemade sauces. They even offer keto crusts. Cobb's Pizza, 72nd and Jones, Shadow Lake Town Center, or click cobbspizza.com to see their extensive Shadow Lake menu, pizza, and so much more.
Shop Woodhouse Place Hyundai and Nissan, 144th and Giles. KOZN, Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs.
It'd be nice to have a
Throw.
It would 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 be nice to have a
Throw.
from your mom.
The happy hour is on the air. Yes, indeed. And welcome, everybody, to a special happy hour today, because it's not very often we get in-studio guests, but the handsome man in the lower box of your screen, if you're watching along on YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter, is Nebraska's Defensive Lineman of the Year. Now, hard to say this, former
Husker,
Nebraska Cornhusker Damion Daniels. It's hard to get used to. I've been used to having either you or your brother, somebody here for the last several years, but this is the end of the line.
Hey, how everybody doing? First off, thank you, Josh, John. Thank y'all for having me on today, and it's a pleasure for y'all to have me on, so I'm just happy to be here.
It's a pleasure. You're our first in-studio guest we've had forever, probably
since the before time,
since
before COVID.
So you broke the seal on this.
Oh man, it's good. It's good. That's good to hear.
How you doing? I mean, I know we missed out on the last game, but how are things going with you? And how's the last couple of weeks where you been?
Me missing the last game, it was kind of hard and everything. Just wanted that to be like, just wanted to, end it off with a bang with my brothers and everything like that. But it was a phenomenal year. The result wasn't where we wanted, but it just showed like not just Husker Nation, but the world, like what we have in store for the next years to come. And I'm just happy to see where they're going to be moving forward. So. And the last couple of days, it's had its ups and downs and everything. But mostly it's ups. I keep God close. So just just following the plan really. So
And so you look at the rest of this month, getting some rest, some relaxation in before you really start diving into getting ready for the draft. Is that the plan?
Yes, sir. It is. It is. I'm still deciding where I want to do my training at and everything, but hopefully it'll be back down in Texas and everything. But yeah, man, I'm just looking forward to this new road ahead. So,
do you have? I mean, I know you've got your brother, and we were talking off the air. You got your brother. We got Khalil and Carlos Davis, the Davis twins. You've got a good support system to talk about. How you're going to take this path. Or is it something where you're still in the process of kind of planning everything out? Do you think you have a pretty good sketch of how the timeline's going to work between now and April, May, when, the big moment happens and you find out if your name gets called?
Yeah, Carlos and Khalil and my brother as well. they've been on me all year. They was pretty much saying like, "Hey, you looking good this year." It's like people above that's be saying, "Hey, that's y'all boy number 93 on the Huskers," and they was like, "Yeah, it's little bro," and everything like that. But when they tell me things like that, it just makes me want to go harder and everything. And it was a hard decision to come to because knowing I had an extra year eligibility in my back pocket, I just felt like this is something that I really wanted and everything, and just wanted to take the next step, the next challenge. I did everything my coaches asked of me, and just ready to see what the road has ahead for me. So,
Damion, was that something that was on your mind throughout the season? Was it something that you just tried to put in the back of your mind, thinking about what 2022 could be, whether it was that extra year, like you mentioned, or going to the pros? Like, I guess, how much did you try not to think about that, or how much did you think about that on a weekly basis?
I really didn't think about it at all because like it was really going along with the season. It really started popping up like going towards the end, like coming in towards Wisconsin and Iowa and everything. And I didn't think about it at all. And then like right after like the Iowa game, that's when everything kind of just hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I got a big decision to make moving forward and everything. And I chose my decision and I'm gonna live with it and just trust the process.
Who all did you talk to before you actually knew what your decision was going to be?
I talked to my parents. They were supporting me through. Yeah, they said they supported my decision if I want to go or stay. Talked to my brother, DeAndre Thomas, my roommate as well, Carlos Khalil, and then just prayed about it. Talked to Coach T and Coach Frost, and it was just like just the support I have all around from my coaches to my parents and my friendships. It's just great.
Did anyone try to talk you one way or the other, or was it more, hey, here's the pros, here's the cons, here's what you should do? Who did you think you got the best advice from?
I really got the best advice from everybody. Everybody I talked to, they just talking to everybody, I just felt like they had my best interest at heart. And sitting down, it probably didn't seem like it, but everybody that the Lord has put in my life, I'm happy that it is. And talking to my parents, they told me if I did stay another year, draft stock could be higher. And talking to Coach T, Coach Frost, they was like I could benefit from another year. But they know like I'm NFL, I can be NFL ready, but they wanted me to stay another year. And my brother, Carlos Khalil, they told me they respect my decision of anything I do. They said it's my life. They said you're gonna have to live with the choices you make, the decisions you make, and that was my decision.
Damion, speaking of Coach T, Tony Tuioti, he was not a part of the original staff when Scott Frost got hired. What was it like playing for him? Because it seemed once he arrived before the 2019 season, immediately there was kind of a shift from your group and from players that preceded you. What was it like playing for him over the last few years?
Man, it's been great. Coach T has been a great role model on the field as he is off the field, pushing us with our academics and everything. And, he's just like my father away from home, I can say. Just hitting us up, texting us late at night, asking if everything is good, what's on my mind and everything like that. If he feel like we're off for something, Coach T, somebody that his door is always open 24/7. Some people can say that, but it's different when you're actually living that. I'm just blessed to have Coach T as not just as my coach, but as a friend moving forward.
Yeah.
So.
How long did that process take of getting used to him and earning, not only you earning his trust, but him earning your trust, Coach T?
When Coach T first got here, my brother had came and everything like that. And I backed my brother up. And me and my brother, we fought for the spot, but I knew my brother was gonna get the upper hand. But
he had a couple of years on you.
And another thing that also kind of separated us a little bit was, my brother, his playing style and everything. He could be on the field a lot longer than me. And Coach T got here, I was still like around a 330, 335 range, and I just couldn't be on the field for more than 6 plays. And Coach T sat me down. He was like, "Hey, if you want to say you want to be the best and everything, you need to, get yourself in shape, work on your body and everything like that. And he said, because you got the mentality, he said, just put it all together. So this past year, 2020, try to put it all together a little bit. And 2021 is when I kind of tried to, set the standard for myself.
You arrived at Nebraska in 2017. Difficult having that many defensive line coaches in such a short amount of time?
It really wasn't. I can say it's actually been great because Coach John Perella, he showed me like what the Nebraska tradition, what it means to be a black shirt. He showed me that. And having Coach Dawson, he just helped me find the type of player I am, which is like, a big player. I can't be a skinny dude playing nose tackle and everything. And then Coach T, he just helped me put it all together. I can say he helped my IQ with football, knowing surfaces and backs, and just telling what type of plays are going to be coming our way and everything. And I just been blessed, like I said, with those three coaches, really.
Well, you kind of led into the conversation. I thought you were going to be the bad guy to ask a question, but I'm going to get this thing started.
Okay.
Well, because you mentioned you had to change your body. And of course, when you got here, it was all about snacks. And
Yes,
we all
sir.
listen, we all love the nickname Snacks, right? But how much did that affect you in terms of maybe reinforcing in your mind, yay, this is what they kind of call me, and I'm picking up all this weight. Did that have like a psychological effect on you where you felt you almost had to live up to that nickname?
No, not really. It was like I was 17 years old coming into the university, and on my official visit, Mr. Kenny Wilhite, he we was eating with him, and then he just said I was eating a lot and everything, and he said, when you come here, I'm gonna just call you Snacks. I was like, why? He said, because you just eating everything you see. I was like, all right, whatever. But after that, those guys, like my coaches and everything, that's what they know me by since they came in and everything, and that's like what they know me as. And I didn't really see it as disrespect or anything. But then,
no, I wasn't insinuating that it was,
Yes,
but
sir.
It's more that we
Oh,
in the
yeah,
media
yeah.
ran it into the ground and we
Okay.
wouldn't shut up about it.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, come on, guys, leave the guy alone.
Oh yeah, and then I think Mr. Dave Ellis, our nutritionist, we were doing my body fat comp, and he was just telling me, he was a big part in my career here as well. Thank you, Dave Ellis. And he was just pretty much telling me after I got my body fat and everything done, he was like telling me I'm moving in the right direction. And then he was like, and you don't have to live up to that name Snacks, man. He was like, you can change the whole script on everybody.
Yeah.
And he said, just do what you're doing right now. Keep going. When you feel like giving up, just remember where you started at. And he was like, you are more than that nickname. And he said, just reestablish yourself, man. He said, you're a good dude. And he said, you're a leader. Everybody look up to you. He was like, go ahead and just keep doing what you do. And I kind of took that advice, and I really kind of started telling him, hey, my name ain't Snacks. Like that's the old me. Like I'm more mature and I'm more in the system than that. So
You mentioned earlier, Damion, the season that you guys just had, finishing 3-9. This staff, or this group rather, you and your teammates, I remember leading up to the season, Scott Frost often talked about most talented group that he's had, the team that he liked the most. Where do you think this year went wrong in terms of the overall wins and the losses? Where you're playing these games, and we joked on the show a lot about the word close, but you're playing close, and yet in the end the wins aren't finding themselves. Where did it most go wrong this year, you think?
I say starting fast, and finishing strong.
Yeah.
Some games that we started off fast, and we just couldn't find the will to finish, and that's something that we struggle with throughout the whole year. And we had some things in our palm, and then just found a way to kind of just loosen it up, and it kind of got away from us. But we're gonna be good moving forward.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Did it ever not? Was it ever not fun to play this year for you? Was there just moments where you're like, man, this is not fun, especially when the losses started piling up?
Like after every loss, it nobody wants to lose.
Right.
Everybody plays this game to win, and just knowing the hard work we put in the off season, and then week in and week out, and then not getting the result we want, like that's just upsetting. And I can see it on all my brothers' faces, and But like it was never a day that went by that I thought football wasn't fun. Like I enjoy waking up every morning at 6:30 and getting to work with the boys. So
certainly not asking you to speak ill of a different side of the ball, but I was on the air the night of the Michigan State game. And I remember feeling sick, and I think I probably said something along the lines of, I feel sick for the defense because of what you guys were able to do. 3 and outs literally every possession that Michigan State had. How, after a loss like that, I guess how hard is it to move past it and maybe not want to point blame it, hey, you allowed this touchdown or you weren't able to score more. Is that difficult at all for you individually?
Individually, nah, because I know how hard the guys on the offensive side work because they go against us every day.
Sure.
And going in the clutch and everything, we go back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
We go back and forth, and we feel like we were the best defense in the country this year. I feel like, and I know a couple other people feel the same way. And just for them not to just like them like to, come up short and everything, and us come up short as a team. It kind of hurt a little bit, but like I just know, like I would never point the finger or blame nobody. Like if anything, I'll just put it on us because I'm like, if we got one more stop,
yeah,
or just got one more tackle for loss, the outcome would have been different, So
yeah.
it's no point in blame on the offense or anything. So
did it feel like even after those games, I'm thinking like Ohio State especially, great offense came in here, Heisman Trophy finalist, and I mean. You guys fought them tooth, fang, and claw. You just that you wouldn't let them get away. Even in a loss like that, is there a sense that you and your defensive teammates could take of satisfaction knowing we did what we could? I know there's always one more tackle you can make or one more play you can make, but was there a sense of satisfaction from the defense this year?
Yeah, sense of satisfaction. We did, like you said, we did what we could and everything like that. And the offense, we had a lot of young guys coming in, playing different roles and everything like that. And they really did a great job. They did better than what we thought and everything like that. And they pretty much proved not just to themselves but to the world what they can do. And like I said, moving forward, the sky's the limit for us.
One of the things that I know, Damion, we talked about a lot on this show, and it seemed like it was talked a lot within the media, was the culture on your side of the ball especially. It seemed to be really, really noticeable. How was that able to get put together over the last few years? Because when Eric Chinander first got hired, I remember, myself included, a lot of people looking at him saying he might be the weak link on this staff. 4 seasons later, I'm saying, mea culpa, I'm obviously wrong. He might be the strength of the staff. How has he been able to do that on that side of the ball?
Man, starting off with Coach Chin, just a great coach overall. And just like Coach T, he's a father figure, like my father figure away from home. And Coach Chin just does a great job, coming in, just watching extra tape with him and everything. And just like having Jason Peter and Jay Foreman at the practices and just like getting on us, just telling them how things were done back in the day. We try to kind of up it a little bit, try to stay on each other, hold each other accountable. And that's something that kind of set us apart from everybody else in the country, because like the way we hold each other accountable and try to play sound football, and everybody just doing their 111.
Got a few videos here, and the feed here in our studio is going to be a little bit delayed. Damion Daniels, by the way, joining us here on Unsportsmanlike Conduct, but watching the big man just swallow up in the middle here. Now, you don't make the tackle, but the thing is, you're misdirecting the running back. And, of course, this is one of the best running backs you faced all season long, and you held him to 60 yards rushing, and he got most of it in the overtime period. Yes, but what do you remember about that game? And just how dominant especially the front line was? Because this was all night long. You in the backfield, Robinson in the backfield, Ben Stilley in the backfield. You guys lived in their backfield all night long.
Man, so we just approach every week like a nameless, faceless opponent, and that's one thing Coach T pretty much buried in us. Like, man, you need to take the field every day like it's your last. And leading up to this, they were like ranked, I guess, the best offensive line in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And us, we was like, man, they the best O-line. We the best D-line in the country and everything. And then we just went out there and told each other, hey, we want to give everything we got. And then like Luke Reimer and Nick Henrich in the back, talking to them, I pulled them to the side. I'm like, hey, Ty, Ben, DT, Casey, and we're going to be taking up these double teams. Like, y'all hit the holes, TFLs. It's going to be a good night. We're going to have fun. Then we just dapped each other up, showed each other some love. We were like, bro, let's get it. And then after that, video you just showed, man, it was just fun being out there.
Well, let's talk. Okay, we're gonna swim move here, and we'll run it a few times. But this little swim move you put on here, get past right there, misdirect the running back right into the other tackle. Watch. Oh, I cut it off there, but you're gonna get an end zone shot here. The swim move, and then boom, right there. Is that your move? Is that your favorite move? Just when you can get that arm over and you get that swim move over the center?
Not really. I'll just do that because like I know usually that was like my gap. I'm taking up 2 gaps. I got the A gap and the B gap
right
on that specific play. And if he comes down soft, then I'm just gonna play it and just get pressure back to the defense. And if he come down really hard on me, I got the right to cross that. So right there, I felt like he came down pretty hard and vertical on me. So I just crossed him, and then usually that was supposed to be my play, but you know, Ty, you know, getting penetration like he always does, he ends up making the play. So,
Damion, you know, I remember coming into this season and the conversations we would have about the defense and how it seemed like you guys would be the biggest difference between success or failure. Did you feel that? Did you feel maybe an extra bit of pressure as a unit on your side of the ball? And I wonder if you did, if you kind of appreciated it, that a lot of people were looking to the defense to kind of set the tone for how the year could
go. You know, everything starts on defense. Championships are won on defense. So
yeah.
Just me being a part of the defense, man, it's just great. It's nothing like it's just nothing like it, really.
Mm-hmm.
Just being able to get the first hit on somebody, like when coach tell us that we want the defense on the field first, and then when we win a coin toss and we defer to the second half or something, I always throw the bones because I know the boys going to be out there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just great being able to be on the defense and going out there and setting the tone for how the game is going to be played.
We were talking earlier about, you know, how you changed your body. How hard was that? I mean, just to completely change everything. And you mentioned Dave Ellis was in, you know, Nebraska's nutrition coordinator, was instrumental in that. How difficult was that? Because you're basically changing your eating habits. What did that process look like for you?
You know, freshman year, I knew what I had to do. It was just hard because, you know, I was young and just thought I could do whatever and I'll be all right. But, you know, Coach Duval and Dave, they came to me and sat down. I say it was a come to Jesus meeting because they was like, hey, man, body fat is high. And they were like, you got room to improve and your weight is like, it's not a healthy weight. And they was like, in the future, if you don't want like diabetes or, you know, being overweight and everything for the rest of your life, because when like football is gonna come to an end one day or another.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, you want to be able to lose that weight. And he was like, right now is the time to do that. And then Coach Duval on the back end, he was like, so pretty much if you don't want to die in the next 20 years, you need to lose this weight fast.
Wow.
Short and to the point.
It's just like cold water upside your head.
And that's one thing that really sets Coach Duval away from everybody is because like he doesn't beat around the bush, and that's why a lot of people love him. And you know, Coach Duval, that's somebody that's real special to me, man. And after that, I kind of like when COVID happened and everything, me and my girlfriend, we just went to Hy-Vee. We bought some little containers, like that'll really help me minimize how much I eat and everything. And I was on a fish and a grilled chicken diet. And you know, we just made my meal prep. We meal prepped on Sundays, and I just ate that all week. And then I didn't see the changes so quick, but my girlfriend, she would tell me, and I'm like, I just think you just saying that just because you're my girlfriend and boots in my head. And then I think going into the fall camp, Ben Stiller, he was telling me like I'm moving a lot better. And watching film, he said I was moving a lot better. I look more lean. And then he was like, "Hey, whatever you're doing on your diet, stick with it, man." He said, "You look good." And I really appreciated that. And it kind of made me happy that like not just my girlfriend was saying that she said, but my peers are actually saying like what I'm doing.
I mean, you were hearing from all these people telling you how, but was there a moment where you felt it, where you're like, man, I'm able to do things now that it was like I was a step slow? Was there a moment where it was like, this is working?
Yes, really. I just felt better waking up. I always try to, me personally, I always try to get at least 8 hours of sleep a night.
Great
and
idea.
Waking up, I just didn't feel tired or nothing. And then just like me getting off the ball, rolling off, striking my man on and everything. It was just like, man, I feel good. And me just running from sideline to sideline, going to get the ball in our tempo periods and everything. Um, it just helped. And then like my coaches, they would tell me, "Hey, whatever you did it because like it's a whole new man on the tape. It's a whole new person on the tape." It was like, just keep doing what you're doing.
Damion, going back to that early portion of your career, you're one of the last players that was recruited and signed by Mike Riley. You practiced under him in 2017, so you're part of this coaching change. And I mean, that was quite the offseason. A lot of stuff's happening. What stands out? What memories do you have, I guess, about a coaching transition happening when you're so young in your college football career?
Man, I actually remember it. It was an emotional day, really. Cause the guys that came to like they recruited you, they brought me out of Dallas and sat down with my parents and we ate dinner and seeing them leave, it was pretty hard. Then went up there, talked to Coach Frost. Then he pretty much told me like you're the type of dude that I would want to come play for me at UCF. And he said that he was gonna bring in a guy that was gonna help me be the best player I can be, Coach Dawson. And Coach Dawson, he had it rough on us the first year, man. And but like it worked because it just helped us be better. And after that, man, it felt like they came to my home and recruited me. My parents came up here, they talked to Coach Frost. My pops actually played against Coach Frost at Texas Tech back in the 90s. So it was great, man. And just seeing them just talk about it and everything, I'm like, look at these old heads.
Was that Damion Daniels joining us? Was that a hard conversation with Coach Frost, the last one, or I mean, one where you told him you were going to leave?
It was pretty hard because like Coach Frost, they did so much for me. I can really say they did so much that they'll never know, and I just appreciate them and just just us talking and everything. He's just one of my best interests at heart, and just telling me how it is at the next level. It's gonna be rough, but keep God close. And he want me back for another year, and that's just pretty much everything. So
sure.
You mentioned a couple seconds ago, talking about the 90s. I had a boss who came from other parts of the country, and he said to me one time, he says, "Josh, you guys talk more about the past than any radio station I've ever worked at before." I wonder what that's like for you as a player. What's it like for your teammates, especially given who your head coach is, and he's part of kind of the last great era. I mean, how does it feel, I guess, when people just all they want to do is talk about the old days, or they really want to talk about the old days a lot?
Well, a lot of people wouldn't understand because they are not from the state of Nebraska or they didn't play for the University of Nebraska. Because to be honest, Nebraska changed college football. So when people talk about the 90s, that is like historical times. I feel like guys like Jason Peter, Eric Crouch, guys like that, they set the foundation. Coach Osborne, they all set the foundation for the years to come. And people just want to see this is the mecca of football, I can say.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying that across the country, this is where everything started. So, people, they can say they can get tired of it, but you're not from this state. You don't know what it's like. So
I haven't had a chance really to ask anybody on the team yet. And now that you're not playing anymore, I guess it can be a little bit more out in the open. What was it like living with NIL? I mean, you finally get NIL, and you don't have to get into details about, what you got or anything like that. But is there a noticeable difference your first couple of years where you were just getting tuition, room, book, and whatever your stipend check was, and then NIL comes in? Was it a big game changer for you and your teammates?
Man, I can say it was a real big game changer. Because get a stipend, and you gotta rationalize how much where you spend your money. Go towards rent, go my car note, and then insurance and everything, and then just the bills, and then you left with like a couple $100 in your pocket. But then like when NIL happened, we all get deals and stuff, and then like you got a lot of money to spare and everything. Like me and a couple of guys, we just kind of saved it, and like we love talking, stocks and bonds and everything. So
I like this.
We started kind of we just loved investing and everything like that, trying to just.
So did you invest your NIL?
A little bit of it, I can say.
Yeah.
But it was like this the first year really. So they did a good job with helping us get NIL deals. So.
Was it just less stress, just knowing that you had at least a little bit of extra money? Because I've heard the horror stories about, not having any money. And of course, before the days where they could just open up the training table all the time, there were times where guys were going hungry.
Oh yeah. And that's actually true because my mom actually came up to she came to the Michigan game actually. And before I drove her to Omaha, drop her off at the airport, and she tried to hand me about a couple $100, and she was like, "Here, baby, I love you. Be safe." I'm like, "Mom, I don't need this no more." I was like, "Mom, I don't need the money no more. Mom, I'm good." I said, "I'm good now." I said, "Your baby eating. I'm good."
Was there a part of you, Damion, that like you couldn't believe that it finally actually happened? Because I mean, John and I have been talking about name, image, likeness on the show. It seems like for years now, just like, come on, make this happen. And even when they finally passed it, there was a part of me that was like, they're going to pull this back at the very last minute. What was it like for you?
Man, it was great because like me being at the age I am and everything like that. Like even if I had $400 in my pocket, I would be happy.
Oh yeah.
But like now, like when I see a little comma next to it, and then they just number getting bigger, I just love looking at it, and I'll be like, I don't even want to spend it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see how big I can get it.
Those commas are nice.
Yeah,
those commas are nice.
Commas are nice. Do you want any? You have anyone you want to plug? I mean,
But yeah, man, I feel like the NIL it's a great thing just for like student athletes in general, because like it's just giving people the opportunity to build their own brand and just show the world the type of person they are off the field. So
hey, going back to something you said earlier, you talked about Jason Peter, Jay Foreman, former Black Shirts. Trev Alberts, what was it like having him as an athletics director this year? Because I remember the video when they handed out the Black Shirts and he was there. What was it like having him around for your final season?
Man, it was really great.
Yeah.
Just seeing him out there, like we was going hard in practice, but when Big Trev came out, it's just like everybody wants to go like a little bit harder. Everybody flying around just a tad more, and we just like, man. And then just having Trev around it's just great. Lights up the room when he comes in. Just the way he just interact with everybody, not just the football team, but the other student athletes. Man, it's just great to see.
Yeah.
A great man, great family man, a great role model.
So now the process begins. You're like you said, you're still making your decision on if you're going to work out here, probably going back down to Texas. Do you know, are there going to be opportunities for you at pro days or any time to work out in front of scouts? Have you been able to find out any of that information so far?
Pro days, yeah, it'll be scouts there. But right now I'm just going down the road and just trying to just get it, really. Just looking forward to working out really right now, and that all that stuff I don't know yet. So.
Do you have people that you're going to be working out with that you know of?
No,
not yet. So you're still kind of working on that, try to get the right kind of advice in terms of what you want to do. And we were talking about the weight earlier. Where were you playing at this year for the most part?
310.
310.
Played around 310.
And is that kind of where you want to be, or do you think you may have to go up a little or down a little bit more?
Talking to people at higher, I say about right where I am or a little less. So probably like around the 305 area.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And obviously you were able to take care of it before and lose 30 some odd pounds. So 5 more ain't going to kill you.
Yes, sir.
Are you a Cowboys fan?
Big Cowboys.
How you feeling about?
Good grief.
Yeah, welcome.
All right, well,
welcome.
that's the interview, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, before I let you go, how you feeling about them this year? Because the offense, I said on the show a lot, I thought that there was going to be a game this year where they scored 50 points. Now that hasn't happened, and they've been struggling a little bit as of late. But the defense and Micah Parsons coming on incredibly strong. How you feeling about them with a month to go before the playoffs?
We're gonna win the Super Bowl.
Let's go! Let's go! That's what I like to hear. How cool would it
I
be
was
to get
really
drafted by
enjoying
them?
this for the first 25 minutes until that happened.
Oh, man.
But in all seriousness, Micah Parsons is living large right now. He is living in people's backfields.
You love to see it.
I love to see it, especially him having an official visit to Nebraska and me having the chance to hang out with him. He's a great dude, man. So.
Have you communicated with him after that, or that was just the one-off deal because you guys?
We kept in touch probably a couple months after his official visit, and when he went to committed to Penn State and everything, I checked up with him every now and then, but he's doing good. So,
were you at that famous Friday Night Lights camp when he's like playing receiver, defensive back against guys, and he's shutting them down? Were you at that camp?
I was there.
Oh man, the stories came out of that. It's like, Mike, no wonder he's turned into an All-Pro in his rookie year.
Yep.
Well, Damion, we wish you the best of luck. I think, obviously everyone got the ability to play the extra year, and some people have decided to go that way. Some people have said, it's time to move on. You're making obviously a choice that you think is best for you. With the season that you had this season, I think there's a really good chance that you're gonna make an impact. I showed you a list. Hopefully you got it, and we'll double check. But
yes, sir.
I saw a list earlier today on one of the draft sites, top nose tackles, and they separated out by 1 tech, 3 tech, 5 tech. Number 10 on the 1 techs right now.
Love
Damion Daniels just showing up on the list, and that's got to make you feel pretty good.
It does,
because you never know. I mean, you don't have to make a team by being drafted. You could end up signing as a free agent, but you're off to a good start, and if you can keep doing what you did this past season, I think you got a real shot.
Thank you for that. Yes, sir.
Well, Damion, it was great to have you
Thank
here
you,
with
Damion.
us. So what do you got planned the rest of the night? I hope you didn't just come up to Omaha for us.
My girlfriend, she stays in the Omaha area. So, I'm just have fun, kick it with her family and everything. Go out to eat with them. So
awesome.
Sharing in the last of the NIL money. It's so awesome to have you here with us, Damion. It was a great pleasure to watch you the last few years, especially this last year. The defensive line, I know that you didn't get as many sacks as you wanted to get this year, but man, you guys were balling this year.
Yes, sir.
A lot of fun to watch.
Thank you.
We're going to miss you, but we'll be watching you at the next level, and hopefully you can play for a good team and not the Dallas Cowboys. You'll play wherever they ask you to play.
Oh, yes, sir.
Amen. Well, God be with you. Bless you. Stay in touch,
Yes,
and hopefully we'll be hearing your name called here in a few months.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you guys for having me.
You bet.
Thank you, Damion.
That's Damion Daniels, ladies and gentlemen, joining us live here in studio on 1620 The Zone. We'll be back. We have more coming up, so stick around. Got what you say and a whole lot more right here on 1620 The Zone.
Kevin Harlan from Monday Night Football on Westwood One with a preview of a great NFC West rivalry matchup between the Arizona Cardinals, with the best record in the league at 10-2, taking on the 8-4 Los Angeles Rams. Kyler Murray is back in action and hoping to lead the Cardinals to their 5th consecutive division win. Join me and Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner for all the action on Monday Night Football.
Omaha's home for the NFL. 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Mostly clear and mild this evening with the temperatures around 50. Clear to partly cloudy later tonight, lower 30s for low. Partly to mostly cloudy Tuesday, near record high of 59, and then super windy Wednesday. I am Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV News Watch 7.
1620 The Zone's Unsportsmanlike Conduct, brought to you by a great friend of the program, Union Bank and Trust.
1620 The Zone Traffic.
From the Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and More Time-Saving Traffic Center, you got some spots to avoid this afternoon. A crash with injuries is slowing things down on Center Street at 52nd. An earlier crash with injuries at 114th and Pacific is also causing delays. A wreck still has the right lane blocked on westbound I-80 at 126th, with delays back to at least the L Street exit. And then expect some delays on L Street for both directions between I-80 and 90th. I'm Mike Neville. This time-saving traffic is brought to you by Burton AC Plumbing, Heating, and More.
Hi, I'm Mark Evans, owner of Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and More. Right now, we'll open your drain line for only $93 or it's free. Call for details or request service at justcallburton.com.
If you haven't been to school in a while, you might be surprised to see what it's like now. That's where we come in. We're Nebraska Loves Public Schools. We capture the strength and humanity of schools across our state. We make films, we make shirts, we share the stories of schools today. It's the heart of our work. Discover more at iloveps.org.
There's no denying social media has influenced the mental health of kids.
I'm literally living on my phone all the time. I felt as though if I didn't post for like a day, I would lose everything.
It's difficult for kids right now. They go home and it's constant. It's always there. It never goes away. They never turn it off. That's going to wear on you. That would wear on an adult.
Watch The Mind Inside, an I Love Public Schools film series on mental health. Episode 2 available now at iloveps.org.
Email The Gary Sharp Show on the Equitable Bank inbox with whatever is on your mind. From Huskers to Mavericks to Jays to Bragg to Bitch, the Zone inbox is brought to you by Equitable Bank, where they take banking personally. We want to hear from you. So right now, drop us a line in the Equitable Bank Zone inbox.
For Creighton Sports News, tune into Blue Jay Banter every Monday night at 6. And if 1 hour isn't enough for your Blue Jay fix, check out BlueJayBanter.com. Get up-to-the-minute recruiting news, commentary, and chat with other Blue Jay fans. That's Blue Jay Banter, Monday night at 6 on 1620 The Zone.
Lullaby's Breakfast, Brunch, and Bar in the Capital District is downtown Omaha's go-to spot for quality food with a Mexican flair. Located at 9th and Dodge, Lullaby's is open every day from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. with a full bar and inspired cocktails. Start off your morning with a caffeinated concoction from Story's Coffee Company. Indulge in mouthwatering strawberry French toast for breakfast or authentic crispy shrimp tacos for lunch. Lullaby's Breakfast, Brunch, and Bar, your go-to spot for quality food and delicious drinks in downtown Omaha. Reserve Lula's private party room. Visit lullabysomaha.com.
Everyone for Omaha as the Omaha Mavericks men's and women's basketball teams hit the court at Baxter Arena. It's fun for the whole family. Get your season tickets now at omavs.com/tix. Get out and support your Mavericks this season at Baxter Arena. Take in some basketball.
The life of every child is precious beyond measure. If you care for a child with a disability and have limited income and resources, help is available. Children with a physical or mental disability or who are blind may qualify for monthly cash payments through the Supplemental Security Income Program, or SSI. The program provides help to meet basic needs for food, clothing, or a place to live, and disability-related needs. It's money that can make a meaningful difference. If you're the parent or caregiver of a child or teenager you think may be eligible, call Social Security at 1-800-772-1213 or visit ssa.gov/SSI Kids to learn how to apply today. That's ssa.gov/SSI Kids. It's real help for the children. Message produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Brought to you by Elite Sportsbook. Download the mobile app today. Available in Iowa only.
You're listening to Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
Hey, let's make things real hard.
On 1620 The Zone.
Is it worth the can you even hear me? Standing with your spotlight on me. Not enough.
Oh, fun interview there.
Oh, that was great.
With Damion Daniels, who, yes, by the way, and I should mention this because all of the team awards came out. By the way, congratulations to JoJo. Second team All-American.
Second team All-American.
First time since 14 that Nebraska
Randy?
had. Randy Gregory.
Mm-hmm.
There's another Dallas Cowboy.
There we go.
Yeah, I should have known.
9-4, baby.
I knew you were going to get
9-4.
that dang thing in.
Uh-huh.
But Austin Allen picked up a couple of awards. Guy Chamberlain Trophy, Offensive MVP. We mentioned that Damion was the Defensive Lineman of the Year. Defensive MVP was JoJo. Offensive back MVP, Adrian. Receiver, most valuable, Samari Toure. Cam Jurgens, O-line, Damion, D-line, Luke Reimer and Nick Henrich, couldn't decide, linebacker. Phelan Sanford, special teams. Sean Hardy, wide receiver, was the offensive scout player of the year. Blaze Gunnerson was the defensive scout player of the year. And the special teams scout of the year was walk-on running back Trevin Lubin. Let's see. Austin, as I mentioned, Guy Chamberlain, JoJo won the Tom Novak. But congratulations to all those guys. And when you get a chance, it's so different, isn't it? Because when we're here, from a distance, we hear them in press conferences and sound bites.
Yep.
It's always different when you finally get a chance to sit down face to face and have a conversation. You know how good a young men these athletes are.
Yeah, think about the career. Think about the seasons that he's played. His first year, he redshirted in 2017. 4-8. 4-8, 5-7, 3-5, 3-9. I mean, you think about that, and yet the player, the person that we just talked to, because one of the things, and now I'm going to stop myself. One of the things that I have worried about a lot with these players, I remember thinking about it after the Callahan era, was that I thought that they'd kind of get lost to time, that they wouldn't really have enjoyed their stay in Lincoln at all. Like, our coworker Damon. I imagine that he looks back on those times. Yeah, that hard work, put a lot of effort into it, but man, there was a hell of a payoff at the end of the day. They won multiple national championships, they won conference championships, et cetera, et cetera. This group didn't have that. And so you always worry about a player like Damion Daniels and any of his teammates, like, oh man, you're leaving. Do you have a sour taste in your mouth? That's just always a concern. Seems like Damion is one of those guys that's going to be a Cornhusker for life.
Yeah.
He didn't have any negative things to say about his time. And I mean, it's pretty cool what he had to say. You always wonder about, the younger generation. Hey, what do you think about the old days? He's one of the guys that embraces it. And you wonder how much of that is playing under John Perella at first, hearing about the black shirts, Jason and Jay, hearing about the black shirts, Trev Alberts. I mean, that was such a cool story, talking about when he was in practice, wanted to go just a little bit harder. A really, really, really fun conversation with sadly a former Husker.
Yeah, I know it is. It's amazing how the time flies, doesn't it? In the words of Tony Romo, time flies. But wasn't that long ago? It seems like he just showed up.
I know, man.
And now he's gone. But you hope that what they through working out, through staying in shape, and listen, he's already taken that big step, because he was playing at a very high weight there, and he wasn't able to stay on the field for very long, and you saw the difference in him. He wasn't coming off the field as much, and you also saw the difference when he wasn't able to play. How much of a difference could it have made against Wisconsin if he's able to play more than, I think he ended up playing 10 snaps? How much of a difference could that made? How much of a difference could that made against Iowa?
Well, I mean, you just mentioned JoJo. Both of those guys off the
field. And JoJo was out too.
The defense.
I mean, those are two huge assets.
Yeah, certainly the Wisconsin game, you'd say that was the worst defensive game that they had all year long. And they're, without an All-American now, and they're limited. They get a limited version of a player that we just had in too. So yeah, it was obviously incredibly tough there at the end of the year.
All right. Well, if you missed it, we'll have it up on the podcast. But also, because we've been streaming video live, this video link will be up as well. And you can always check it out there and see Damion in person. Just a great, great young man, and a bright future in store, I think. I think he's going to get his shot.
And by the way, we do not have time for a frost flash because we have to get to what you say. But Nebraska did just pick up a commitment from the portal. Arizona State transfer defensive back Tommy Hill.
Yes.
He just committed to Nebraska within the last 10 to 15 minutes. Sam pointed out, I haven't had a chance to look at the stats. Sam McKeown points out 9 tackles last season for Arizona State. So more moving and shaking for Nebraska.
Absolutely. All right. So what you say is coming up next. We will continue with more of Unsportsmanlike Conduct on 1620 The Zone.
Unvarnished Husker coverage. Our guys give you the real Husker news 6A to 6P every weekday on 1620 The Zone.
If it's after lunch, I probably wouldn't have fed him to the tight. I get a little ornery when I'm hungry, and timing is everything, people. That's why my Sportsbook app has live in-game betting for football. I don't care if the game is already started. If the time to make your move is in the second half, go for it. Caesar's got you. Caesar likes to move freely. That's why I'm partial to the total.
Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
It's that time of year again, so I got you a little present. My festive holiday feast. Get one of my medium specialty pies, like my classic combo, or my taco pie, plus a medium one-topper, and my sweet cinnamon monkey bread with festive holiday sprinkles. All this for only $28.99. I always get sentimental this time of year. About pizza. Godfather's Pizza. Do it.
Enterprise Car Sales in Omaha makes buying a vehicle easy. Enterprise Car Sales has a large selection of vehicles with thousands to choose from in their nationwide inventory. Every vehicle is clearly marked with no haggle pricing. Their team is available online and at their dealership, ready to help you find the right vehicle. Come experience the Enterprise Car Sales difference. Click enterprisecarsales.com to schedule your test drive and start your vehicle purchase, or visit the Enterprise Car Sales location off 180th and West Dodge Road.
Oh, Sparky, I just can't get into the Christmas spirit this year.
Well, Ellen, let's kick off our old-fashioned family Christmas by heading to Blitzen, Omaha's only full-on Christmas pop-up bar. In the heart of the Blackstone district, hidden under Blackstone Social, Blitzen, all Christmas cheer, all season long. Over-the-top holiday decor and our delicious Christmas cocktails. You'll have the happiest Christmas since Bing Crosby sang, you know the rest. Open now through the holiday season.
Oh, Sparky.
BlitzenOmaha.com for more.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats. Dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Let me get you up to speed on the service that you need.
Brian recently had us tow his all-wheel drive Mercedes from another shop. He was told it needed a new transmission for over $4,000. As it turned out, the reason he had no Ford was because his front CV axle was bad. We replaced the axle for a few $100 and he was back on the road.
Transmission, shifting to running smooth.
This year has been tough for many of us, but your gift offers hope to our neighbors and friends who need it most. If you can, please gift hope today when you donate or volunteer UnitedWayMidlands.org. After the year our country and community have come through, hope is something all of us cling to. If you're able to help people in our metro who are still rebounding from COVID-19, sick, or struggling to provide for their families, please consider gifting hope by making a donation today at UnitedWayMidlands.org.
1620 The Zone's Unsportsmanlike Conduct is brought to you by Union Bank and Trust. Now back to the program.
What you say?
All right, let's check on some other things that have been going down in the world of sports. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's the segment we call What You Say. Here is Grim on the ground. What you say?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
So
I need to find where I'm at. There
so
it is.
The first question.
Sorry, I got a lot of emails because somebody decided to give away tickets earlier.
Well, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, and What You Say was a long time ago. In my
No, it's actually right now. It's happening now.
After their win over BYU on Saturday, Creighton jumped into the top 60 in the latest net rankings. They currently sit at 57th. Josh,
Nick,
you still want to guarantee they're not making the dance?
Yeah, I can't back out on my prediction a week later.
Even as bad as it is and terrible and hateful as it is.
Look, in the
it's
end, hate speech. My goodness. Look, if they end up not making it, I'll be right. If they make it, I'll be wrong. It's really a 50-50 proposition at this point in time. That's how
As long as you don't get any hate messages from Blue Jay Bill as opposed to Husker Bill, who's still reminding me of a volleyball prediction.
I did hear from one listener this weekend that said, "Oh, you want to walk that back?" And I say, "Hell no!"
Yeah, there's a long ways to go. There's a long ways to go, but this young team did take a pretty significant step by beating BYU on Saturday, and they'll be playing tomorrow night against Arizona State.
Get the eggs. Auburn quarterback Bo Nix is in the transfer portal. Friend of the program, Adam Kramer, says Nebraska should go after him. Could Bo Nix, Mark Whipple, and Scott Frost make absolute magic? Yes. Also, would you like to see me jump my skateboard over a pool of poisonous snakes? Yes. Do you want to watch? Do you want Nix and Lincoln?
Unlike some people who just want chaos to happen for the takes, in all seriousness,
I do like chaos.
I don't want Bo Nix here. His career numbers are not that great.
Dude, he is not a good passing quarterback.
No. And you just hired a passing offensive coordinator.
If I hated Nebraska, I would say, yes, sign me up. But I don't, and I'm with you. I like chaos when it's not involving teams that I watch and or root for. No, thank you. Have him go to, like, Iowa. There we go. Go to Iowa, Bo Nix.
And then they win everything.
Probably would.
So why was John Harbaugh's decision to go for 2 down 9? Oh, wait.
You said
How did
it
I
right.
write that?
No, just keep going.
So why was John Harbaugh's decision to go down for 2 down 9 with 8 to go on the right call?
Why you're adding words?
Am I adding
So
words?
why was John Harbaugh's decision to go for 2 down 9 with 8 minutes to go the right call? Why was it the wrong call? Go.
Thank you for translating myself.
It was not the wrong call. It's always the right call. I know what John is going to say. He's going to talk about human psyche. And what if you kick the extra point, you're down by 8, your team maybe feels a little bit more positive, or if you go for 2 and you miss it, you're down by 9, maybe it takes some air out of the balloon. I am like Harbaugh, and I will always be like Harbaugh in that I want to know how many times
I want to know
I
if he
need
really
to score.
loves me.
So if
Josh
there's-
doing his Whitney Houston here.
If there's 8 minutes left, I'd rather know that I have to score 2 times versus 1 time because I think it changes how you call plays on that drive. I am not for pushing the decision off for as long as possible. Make the decision early. I like his aggressiveness, even if they lost.
You are right. That is true. Part of the psychology of the game is a reason why I'm not a big fan of that call in the moment. But here's the other. You're not guaranteed 2 more possessions the rest of the game. You miss that 2-point conversion and you only get 1 possession. Last time I checked, you can't score 9 points on a possession. Also, you've got to put into consideration the circumstances of the game. You weren't playing with Lamar anymore. You were playing with Brett Huntley at quarterback. So, and it's funny because one of the reasons why Harbaugh went for 2 and the win against Pittsburgh the week before was because he was worried about his banged up secondary holding up through overtime. So he factored it in last week, but he didn't factor in the fact he didn't have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL at his disposal when he made this decision. I'm not totally against going for 2, quote unquote, ahead of time. I just don't know if with 8 minutes to go on the road with a backup quarterback, you were going to get 2 more possessions. And I'm trying to stay away from having to kick an onside if possible. Because even though the NFL strangely had 3 onsides recovered yesterday, it's still a very low percentage play based on the current rules.
Desmond Howard decided Saturday's Heisman ceremony was prime time for a cheap shot at Ohio State while he was interviewing Michigan's Aiden Hutchinson.
You know, the main mission was to come back, was to beat Ohio State and win a Big Ten championship. And
Hey, Kenny, I'm glad you're in between them.
That's good. And you know,
please stay there.
Better than his offensive lineman.
Then Des tried to apologize and still managed to come across awkward. Just another day for America's most ill-prepared sportscaster.
Yeah, the apology.
Are you not Team Des on this one?
Never.
Oh, man.
Never going to be Team Des on this one. That's not the place. to take a cheap shot against, especially an offensive line that wasn't there to defend themselves. That's not the place for that. But was worse was the way he tried to apologize.
Now, I missed this. What did he do for the apology?
Initially he said, I would like to apologize. He did this on Twitter.
Okay.
To everyone who doesn't have the ability to recognize fun, good-natured ribbing among football rivals. CJ is good, we good, and that's all that matters. And then folks continued to have at it, and then he doubled down by, basically saying, your quarterback is funnier than you, tougher than you. Be more like your quarterback.
Yes, good take. I'm with Des on this one. That was not a cheap shot. I thought it was a funny joke. And I don't like Desmond Howard either. But if you can't laugh at this and you're not an Ohio State fan, I'm just really surprised. I mean, I know you hate Des, and I do too. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, but it's not.
They're rivals. They hate each other. But
he's supposed to be the broadcaster, the interviewer in that spot.
I think that it's okay if CJ Stroud would have, let's say Ohio State wins. If he has a joke with Des, is that not okay? Because he's the younger person? I think it's fine either way. I love rivalries in sports are good.
I love rivalries too. I just didn't think this was the place necessarily for that.
That said, if Ohio State wins next year, oh boy. Good luck with those mentions there, Des.
All right, we're going to try this again.
Oh, here we go.
But bring up the fader too, because there's audio with this. Okay.
It's up. That's what she said.
Here is a video that was put out last night by an LSU recruit.
I spent last night in the arms of a girl in Louisiana. Going out on the highway, my thoughts are still with her. Such a strange combination.
What the hell was that?
So is the player the quarterback? That's Brian Kelly?
No, that is Brian Kelly in the video.
And then who's the other guy?
The other guy is a
I spent last night in the arms of a girl in Louisiana. Going out on the highway, my thoughts are still with her. Such a strange combination.
And they're throwing up the L signs, which I guess is the new thing with LSU. I never knew that was a
literally
deal.
Never
but
seen
they're throwing up the L signs. And then they're playing Colin Baton Rouge.
Look, you might be right about Brian Kelly.
I spent last night in the arms of a girl in Louisiana. Going out on the highway, my thoughts are still with her. Such a strange combination.
Is this illegal?
No, not if the player puts it up. It's just
but
like
he's in the video with the coach.
Well, it's just like a recruit comes in, they take a picture with Scott Frost. It's the same thing, right?
Okay, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
Awkward. So awkward.
He has decided to lean into the
he has.
He's going to be the new Les Miles. He's going to be eating grass. Be great.
That was so weird. I want to go back in time. Yeah. And I'd not see that. Media writer John Orand.
Nice.
Put a list of predictions together for 2022. Sunday Ticket goes to ESPN. The Big Ten signs with Fox and CBS. And an Al Michaels, Drew Brees, both on Amazon.
Oh, boo. My bad.
Among others. Which of those or any others from the story most excites you?
Look, the Big Ten going to Fox and CBS would be really monumental, especially if it means leaving ESPN, which I haven't thought would happen just because of how important ESPN is. But for my selfishness, Sunday Ticket being an ESPN Plus thing sounds absolutely awesome. And so Orand is predicting that it is on both DirecTV and ESPN, but it is no longer just a DirecTV thing. I would love that because I already have an ESPN Plus subscription. I think the app works pretty well, except when it logs me out and I have to log in with the code every now and then. Otherwise, though, big fan of the app. It's organized, fine. That one. That one would affect my life more. Though I obviously would watch a lot of football.
As someone who's already mastered the art of technology, I'm not worried about DirecTV and Sunday Ticket anymore.
Oh, here we go.
But as one who has preached often, we need as many voices as possible in college football. We need to de-emphasize the importance of ESPN. I'm not saying get rid of ESPN for college football, but ESPN has an overweighted voice in the sport because of all the rights that they own. And when they took the SEC away from CBS, well, CBS actually let them walk away, which is disappointing to me. So if CBS can get themselves back in the game, and if it means it's the Big Ten, hey, I'm cool with that, because I don't want everything to be filtered down to Fox and ESPN.
No.
I want NBC to still be involved in some way. I want CBS to be involved in some way. And if there are others, great, because I think the more diversity, the more options we have out there, the better.
Plus, and I'll add one more thing, hearing the college football CBS music for a Nebraska game sounds pretty darn cool.
Oh, how triggered would the SEC folks be if that music became the music for the Big Ten?
Well, I don't think ESPN gets that music. It's CBS.
No, they don't.
Yes.
No, it is CBS.
Oh.
I'm just saying, how triggered will the
they'll be very,
SEC
very,
folks be?
I've never liked that song to begin with.
I want to talk about one more thing, but I don't know if we have time. Can I talk about it?
Ha! We don't have
No!
time.
No! It's my chance!
John even threw Nick a bone.
No!
It's all right. The whole thing was staged.
No!
Sir Louis should
John,
be the champion.
no,
I am filing a
no,
protest
here-
of my
no,
own for
no,
predictions because I correctly predicted Sir Louis would win, and he won that race. But the FIA took it away from him because they staged the whole thing.
Mercedes filed multiple appeals,
We
and
have
the
to go to
FIA
break.
took it. They said
I do
no.
want to know why John is mad and why Nick is not mad.
I'm mad because I lost predictions because of this.
Oh, okay. You'll have to, Nick. We could have time
And I'm
after bet of
looking
the
out
day.
for you, Sir Louis. I'm looking out for you.
Maybe we talk about it after
Looking
bet
out
of
for the
day.
7-time world champion.
Yeah, he should be an 8-time world champion. You know what's better than 7? 8.
Oh,
that too. Bet of the day is next on 1620 The Zone.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
When I'm picking a place to go for lunch or for dinner, I do my research. I see pictures, and then you get to a place and the food doesn't look like the pictures. A place that I've never had to worry about that is Fernando's. They're 2 fantastic locations serving Mexican food at 114th and Dodge and 75th and Pacific. Tamales to fried tacos to enchiladas to fajitas, and you can just hear them sizzling right now. Don't forget, in this busy time of the year, they cater. Fernando's of Omaha, 114th and Dodge, 75th and Pacific. Stop in today.
Find your purpose with work that matters. Methodist is hiring for clinical and non-clinical positions throughout our health system. Join a team that's making a difference and take advantage of a range of benefits like medical, vision, and dental, flexible scheduling, and tuition assistance. To find all of our opportunities and apply online, go to bestcare.org/jobs. That's bestcare.org/jobs. Methodist, the meaning of care.
I get paid to spread holiday cheer.
You could earn extra cash this holiday season working at Omaha Steaks.
Right now, we're hiring for a variety of seasonal positions in our warehouses. And all positions come with a great employee discount that you can use all year long. To view available job openings and to apply online, go to omahasteaks.com/jobs or text steaks at 22633 to apply today.
It pays to parlay with Elite Sportsbook. Receive a 50% bet match up to $25 every Sunday in December on your first 4-leg parlay. That's an easy $100 in free bets up for grabs in December. Plus, new signups can take advantage of their first bet being risk-free up to $500. Download the app today and play your game with Elite Sportsbook. Valid only in Iowa. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Got a sink that won't drain? For a limited time, we'll open your drain for only $93 or it's free. Hi, I'm Mark Evans, owner of Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and more. Sometimes a plunger just isn't enough. Burton's team of experts is on call 24/7 for emergency repairs. We offer upfront pricing, and your 100% satisfaction is guaranteed. Call for details on our 93 or free special or request service at justcallburton.com.
Thanks for calling Toyota. This is Jan.
Hey, Jan, Toyotathon. Is it on?
It is. Now's the time to find year-end deals on Camry, RAV4, the all-new Tundra, and more.
Great. It's officially the holidays. Fire up the chestnuts, kids.
I'm not sure I follow.
People are drinking pumpkin spice coffee during summer. Radio stations blast holiday playlists in October. Time truly has lost all meaning.
So you base your family's holiday schedule around Toyotathon?
Bingo. Toyotathon comes around like clockwork. How else will we know it's time to celebrate?
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Now, if I can only figure out when to take down the lights.
Dealer inventory varies. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 3rd. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Brookside Medical Clinic. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? Well, we have a major medical advancement that has helped thousands of men. The WAVE technology at Brookside Medical was tested by Cambridge University and the Cleveland Clinic, and the results are in. It's proven to increase blood flow by repairing blood vessels. No pills and no side effects. If you're ready to put a stop to your ED by treating the root cause, call us now, and not only will the assessment and blood flow ultrasound be free, we'll also include something unique that produces immediate results in the bedroom. I don't think I've ever seen it fail. This is a $600 value, free to those that call in the next 2 minutes. 402-671-7777. That's 402-671-7777. Guys, put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and get your love life back. Call Brookside Medical Clinic now to qualify. 402-671-7777.
Huskers. No one has more inside information than the guys of 1620. Michael, Damon, Gary, John, and Josh serve up the latest with authority. Miss a minute, miss a lot. Huskers 6A to 6P on 1620. The Zone. You're listening to Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
Go get in some holes.
The 1620. The Zone.
You know why I'm laughing, don't you?
Now, it's time for the Unsportsmanlike Conduct Bet of the Day.
Just a little bit under where some folks would like to see this one wind up.
Brought to you by Elite Sportsbook. Visit them at elitesportsbook.com. Oh, also available only in Iowa.
All right. Nick won because he had Max Verstappen. I lost because I had Army. John didn't play because he was gone. I'm going tonight with the over in your game. 51 points. There can be points, right? Let's get some points. Points. Go
I'm just gonna
points.
Is the spread changed, by the way?
I got it. I saw it at 51.
No, the spread.
Oh, for the actual spread? The game spread is 3.
So it did move a point.
Cards -3.
That's still safe.
You taking Cardinals? -3?
I mean, we're down 5 starters.
Cliff?
Actually 6 starters because Robert Woods, of course, got hurt.
All right.
Give me the Cavs -215.
Cavaliers?
Yes.
A basketball? The NBA?
Yes.
Wow, that's the bet of the day.
Brought to you by
Elite Sportsbook.
Available
only
in
Iowa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
ran out of time again, Nick.
Damn it!
Look, I actually was ready to hear about what happened, but now I can't.
Well,
because I have to go home.
Friday then.
Formula Friday it is.
It'll be up on Formula Friday. It'll be a whole
so
thing.
you think they cheated, John?
Well, the race director basically bent the rules. So
he didn't bend the rules. It's an established rule. It's just not one that happens often, John.
Happens all the time. They let races finish under the caution flag all the time. But they didn't for this one. Why?
You're not even mad about the right thing.
Because they were doing it for the drama and the TV.
For the Netflix?
For the Netflix.
Is the Netflix show going to be pretty good?
Oh, it's going to be great.
Of course it is. Why? Because they didn't let it finish under caution. Sad.
Bye.
Bye.